got it. Theo got it. Theo got it.
Sometimes I look at this earth, yeah, like why you playing? Lord's coming back for his church, yeah, now I want you stay. You just gotta know your worth. Drop that sin, please stop playing. Jesus on my t-shirt, yeah, not ashamed. Lunch time, gotta open the word. Sin in my life, gotta purge. In the beginning you could say I was cursed. Playing with sin, almost got burned. Then I found the Lord, yeah, he saved me. Now I'm preaching the gospel, it's crazy. In the eyes of the Lord, I'm a baby. Got my spirit sword, they can't faze me. Please don't be a liar. Those kind of people go to the fire. Preaching the gospel, the souls I'm acquired. Building my brother, I'm a sharpen the iron. Flow so excited like I was Hawaiian. Back in the days they would go up to Zion. Now today I fully worship the lion. Made a claim, what can I say to the potter? Romans 9, they be taken out of context. Sometimes I feel like I'm lost and temptations, man, I do not want them. So I pray and I go to my Father. I cannot lie, you're the truth, you're the truth. I cannot lie, you're the truth, you're the truth. Even if I die, I'll be with you, I'll be with you. Even if I die, I'll be with you, I'll be with you. Sometimes I look at this earth, yeah, like why you playing? Lord's coming back for his church, yeah, now I want you stay. You just gotta know your word. Drop that sin, please stop playing. Jesus on my t-shirt, yeah, not ashamed, ain't no shame. Yeah, I used to want the bling bling.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome. It's Tuesday. Oh, who we got in here? We got Tech Boy. We got Tech Boy in here. What's going on, Tech Boy? Welcome. I appreciate you pulling up to join us. Jorge, what's going on, Jorge? I see you. We got you here as well. Alright, y'all. We gonna start as usual in like 2 or 3 minutes. If you gotta use the bathroom, go use the bathroom. Go get some snacks, some drinks, and I'll see y'all in like 2 or 3 minutes.
No, I ain't gotta call you for some more. No, call me a spiritual lyricist. I'm taking rap and I'm grabbing, I'm flipping it. I'm taking grace and I'm grabbing, I'm giving it. You say you're Christian, I hope that you live in it. I cannot lie, you're the truth, you're the truth. I cannot lie, you're the truth, you're the truth. Even if I die, I'll be with you, I'll be with you. Even if I die, I'll be with you, I'll be with you. Sometimes I look at this earth, yeah, like why you playing? Lord's coming back for his church, yeah, now I want you stay. You just gotta know your word. Drop that sin, please stop playing. Jesus on my t-shirt, yeah, not ashamed, ain't no shame.
Yeah, I see so many broken people hurting from within. You feel like no one sees you, and you've been looking at this past year.
Slide Jones, what's going on, my man? You said assalamu alaikum. Say wa alaikum assalam. I don't even know if I said it right, but that's how Kanye said it. So that's how I'm gonna say it too. What's going on? Welcome.
Father God, in Jesus' name, I pray that you would hold these broken people.
Tech Boy, you gonna be in between here and Alley Beth Stuckey. Hey, whatever you gotta do, my man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you just stopping by and even being here.
When we fall, you never hesitate to carry us. Yeah. I almost killed myself a while ago. Didn't believe in God, but tried everything that the world would show. Breath work, tarot cards, meditation, all of that.
Nikki, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Shalom.
I thought that I was fine with life. I thought that it'd get better if I died. But without Jesus, I'd be dying for eternity. Headed straight to hell, but he said, no, I paid the purchase fee. Yeah. I thought that I was fine with life. And things had never changed, although I really tried. Inside that darkness I was living in, it hurt to see that even when I'm calling him a fake, he'd always search for me. I used to hate people, focused on myself. If it didn't help me out, then I'd have no reason to help. I was a narcissist, stuck within these awful false beliefs. I couldn't see sunlight if I'm focused on autumn leaves. And when a shiver came along, that's the only thing I felt. Constantly in fear, feeling like I'm just somebody else. I used to hate people, I'd be focused on myself, even though I said I loved them when I'm the one needing help. And then Jesus came when I was in the pit, said don't be afraid, people change. And last I checked, you're one of them, now seek my face if you need grace. Or if you're feeling lost, then hit your knees and pray. And friend, this ain't religion, it's relationship in Jesus' name. For God so loved the world he gave, he took my heart of stone and put a heart of flesh within his place. I'll never be the same, cause once you see his glory face to face, it breaks you down, knowing that while we were sinners, Jesus came. And he loved us when we hated him.
Welcome, welcome. What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome. It's Tuesday. We back with another live stream. I love it. I love it. Ooh, we got a bunch of y'all in the chat too. Y'all like how, cause I could like show y'all chats on the screen, and now I can put it. I have it up in the intros too, with the clouds and everything. It's wonderful. I love it. I love it. But welcome. I hope y'all had a wonderful Tuesday. Of course. Just to let y'all know, because y'all know me like that, we are getting into the time of year where I get sick a lot. And I don't mean just like the whole migraine thing either. Like, I'm talking about full on sick. I don't know what it is, but every year I get sick for like 1 to 2 weeks where I'm just knocked out and can't do nothing. So if I happen to just don't respond to nothing and y'all never see videos, okay, that's probably what happens. I'm probably knocked out, passed out somewhere, and I'll be back in like a week or two. But the link is in my description box as well, so you guys can follow me on other platforms, because I'll try to put updates up to like let you guys know like I do here with the community page. But just in case that happens, because we are in the time frame, and I woke up not feeling a little too good this morning, so I was I don't think I'm about to hit the 2-week sickness, but just so y'all are aware. But I wanted to get into some videos. Actually, that's because you guys gave me some videos. So I'm going to start with y'all videos first before I go into to my lineup. Alright, you said that's because weather is funny during this time of year. Yeah, it is. Also, so my mom said something. I guess when I was a baby, I had like, I had pneumonia. I think you're only supposed to have it like once when you're a kid. Apparently, I had it a lot, and she said I almost like died or something. And ever since then, my immune system's kind of been trash. I'm just going off of what her and my dad said. So, it would make sense why I get sick so crazy every single year, despite me being super healthy and eating all the right things. But we'll see what happens. But let's see. Oh, the first video I want to get into is actually from Tech Boy. If he's still in here, because he said he was gonna bounce around a little bit, but we're gonna look at his video first. Let me start it at the correct spot, because I want to start it soon as Michael Knowles gets to talking. But this is from Tech Boy. He's reacting to Michael Knowles, and they're trying to guess the Gen Z terms. He says, spoiler, Michael wins. Now, first off, hold on, my guy. How did Michael Knowles win? You the youngest one in my chat right now. You should have won this. How did you let this old man beat you? I don't understand it. But let's hop into that real quick. You said it's 20 degrees one day and then 50 facts. And that's exactly how it is where I live. It was like 40 something the past couple days, and now today it's like under 20. It's literally like, I think it's like 18 or 19 degrees right now. It don't make no sense. But let's hop into here.
Call a man a he or a she or a this or a that. So I want to focus in on a subset of language right now that is bringing up a lot of confusion. That would be Zoomer lingo, so lingo of the generation just
would Zoomer be like Zoom girls, or I don't know,
below mine, Gen Z, the Zoomers.
Oh, that's what
my producers have compiled a list of the Zoomer terms.
All right.
They want to see if I can define those terms, if I know what they are, if I know how to use them in a sentence. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by Ring. No matter your home, Ring has everything you need to protect it. More from them in a minute.
On how to bypass all these ad instructions.
Hold on, y'all. That kind of went for a minute. I don't know if that was Michael Knowles' video or you, but that went for a good minute.
Right. I'm gonna try to guess it.
First word. Yeet.
I mean, I had to look up what that means. Does it mean like...
You had to look up what that means? Hold on, my guy. you're old enough to know what yeet means. That's something I expect, like, Nikki and them to be like, what does yeet mean? How you had to look that up?
Something? Something? All right, let's keep moving.
Hey, Tara, you want some?
I've heard this word. I have heard yeet.
What was that?
I imagine that yeet is just a sort of primal cry,
knew it? Okay.
like the scream of some, you know, pre-civilized savage. Yeet! But I don't, like, I think it has the same meaning as like, or like, woo, you know, or something like that. I think it is an expression of irrational will and desire. Am I right? Oh, yeah, kid. Nice. Yeet is an exclamation of excitement, approval, surprise, or all-around energy, often as issued when doing a dance move or throwing something. Oh, amazing. All right, we're off to a good start here. This is great. Simp. Oh, a simp is a pathetic guy who's just trying to get a woman to like him by being, like, really weak and like a big wuss. Simp! 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 When instead what he should do is be a big Chad, like a cool Chad confident guy who just doesn't try to suck up to the woman all the time, and then paradoxically, or counterintuitively perhaps, that actually will get the woman to like him. Yes, simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attraction or activity from them. Nice, man, I'm such a zoomer. I'm so hip to the jive.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Steeds.
That's a word?
That's an old word. That's not a new word. I feel like that's not even from my generation. I think that's the generation, like, right above me. Check my steez.
Help, Gen Z. Gen Z needs help. Steve. That looks like someone's name. Without the V.
Steeds. I've never even heard this one.
That's a word.
Steeds.
Michael, that's from your generation.
Steeds.
That's not even a Gen
Like,
Z thing.
Like, it's a unique personal style, pulled off with ease.
Who comes up with this? What Gen Z are just is like, yeah. You know, I can't say I like your style. You pulled it off. No, we have to come up with new words where it's a combination, and it's these in that sentence that's given. You've seen the steez. Okay, but first of all, I don't even think that's a proper sentence.
What's going on, KO?
Second of all, that's not a word. I refuse to believe that's not a word. If I played that word in Scrabble, I don't think it would count. If you can't play it in Scrabble, no.
Because it's slang, it's not going to count.
For example, you seeing this?
It's not going to count. Hey, to be fair, your generation didn't make that up. That Michael's generation made that up, which is like right above mine. But he wouldn't know that.
Steez? I'm gonna start using it. Yo, you seeing this steez right now? No cap.
Oh, he's not even using it right.
I think it means no lying. I heard this audio drama like Capitola, Man played the theater.
Yeah, you're right. No cap, no lie. That's about it.
Whatever.
No cap. Is it like, you know, back in when I was a youth, you'd bust a cap?
Also, no cap. That's not from this that's from my generation. We made that up. We came up with capping, and y'all just turned it into no cap. Y'all didn't make that up. We made that up.
Like when that was 20 years ago. Okay, that's not that long. It'd be like what? It's 2022, 2002. So you know, smartphones were kind of a thing.
Cap. That would be something that we would often do.
Smartphones are kind of
roaming the streets at night.
Good gracious!
It wasn't
I
really
should
a
bust
thing.
a...
I don't know if this cap would refer to that cap. No, or like no capitalism. Because they were kind of commies, right? A lot of those Zoomers are commies. Like a no cap, like an ANCAP is an anarcho-capitalist.
No capitalism. No capitalism. What?
No cap. Like there's no top. Like there's no limit to whatever activity is going on. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say no cap is like limitless.
The limit does not exist.
I think I'm tied with Michael Knowles so far. You got 2 right and 2 wrong. Things like something like that, which is impressive.
I've known all of these so far.
Well, I don't know if there's a steez. Like, okay, whatever.
The expression no cap is slang for no lie.
You do realize that no cap is 5 alphabets plus the space, and no lie is 5 alphabets and space. So, I mean, if you look at the smartphone keyboard, which is obviously what they're typing this on, and let's check this and see which one's closer, lie or cap? LIE. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 alphabets away from the E, and no cap would be in. You
put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. All right, tell me what you think. Is no lie or no cap?
You said Fresh Your Fit taught you stop the cap
in real life.
Yo, I got this.
Hold on. Real.
I got the sound effect right here. Hold on.
Stop the cap.
I got the same sound effect.
Often used to emphasize someone is not exaggerating about something hard to believe. So, I guess I don't get this one right.
No shit.
Okay, all right, fine. I don't. The producers say that I don't. Stan. Oh, a stan is.
What's a stan?
You know
is
what
that a person? Like,
no.
Who comes up with these terms? Is there some type of Gen Z TikTok?
To be fair, that's not from your generation either. That's from my generation. That means when you stand for somebody, that means you like a fan or whatever. When you be talking about how dudes be simping, they be standing for women and whatnot. It all means the same thing.
Council that presents the dictionary of Gen Z-ness all before.
That's not even your generation. I don't know who picked these words for him.
TikTok
they did a horrible job.
Dance. I have never ever heard someone say the word Stan, and that's still referring to a person, like that's their name, like Stan.
It's like a supporter of something, or a fan of something, or someone that will stand by.
So, Stan, is that like the combination of?
Yeah, Eminem did write a song about this.
Phone brand, Samsung.
And that was a crazy music video too.
Stan, I mean,
that was also one of my favorite Eminem songs because it was so good. And then the dude, like, he drove off the bridge with the baby mama tied in the trunk. It was crazy.
Stan for liking Samsung? Okay, let's see.
By someone or something else.
Oh, they used the clip. That's up. Okay.
Stan is slang for someone who's a very zealous fan, especially of a celebrity or music group. Stan can also be a verb for liking something a great deal. So, right, like we stan this or that.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's skincare routine has arrived.
So,
yeah, every generation has their words, and it leaves every parent confused. They'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
What am I? I'm 3 and 2 right now. I've still gotten most of these right.
This is good.
Wow, I think
you're losing.
2 and 3.
Yeah, you're losing.
Pull up.
But it's okay because your generation didn't come up with most of these. Pull up, y'all didn't come up with that either. Y'all didn't make up pull up. That's been around since I was little.
Pull up? You mean like the?
No, they not talking about that.
It's the only pull up I know about.
No, pull up to the crib. Come through. Come kick it.
This is a trick question. Is this that? You know, pull ups. That was the only thing I could do in gym class.
Really?
Because I was thin, so it's like but I couldn't do. You know, I'd always be picked last
this is funny.
Various sorts of athletic endeavors.
You may have been in Gen Z. I promise you, I wasn't. I'm a millennial. A lot of these words that his staff picked for him is from my generation, and I don't know why they claim it. Your generation made it up. Y'all didn't.
Is it when you lift your body using your arms on a bar? It's an invitation to come over.
I just said that. I just said it.
Asks people to come over. We're like, hey, yeah, could you pull up to the where did teens go? I don't know.
I feel like you were raised in a very good area where nobody says any of these things around you. Cause some of these things, I'm not gonna lie, I know I be telling y'all like we all one race and everything, but because of this, my man, you should have known some of these. I'm just cracking jokes.
Could you pull up to the Jumbo Juice? I'm here with my friends. Oh, wait. I'm getting a message from my producer.
You said, hold on, you said on fleek.
Kids don't.
Yeah, I feel like his generation made on fleek.
Okay, so
that should have been on this list.
Up to the juice place.
You were homeschooled for most of your life? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Your parents did a great job because they definitely The reason I know a lot of this is not only from public school, but from family. That's why I know a lot of this stuff. You said on fleek what? See, no, your generation made on fleek, though.
Starbucks and meet me here at 3.
Yeah, ain't no wrong with you being homeschooled. I want to do that to my kids. That's the best way to teach your child.
But let's keep moving this along.
Pull up like, huh, wow, I've never heard that. Maybe it's because I've never been invited to come over.
Okay, I'll pull up.
That's a song? Wow.
Take this.
Really shows how out of touch.
Sus. Sus, I imagine, is sort.
All right. Because of Among Us, you should know what sus means.
Short for suspect. I have seen this. I think it's an expression of skepticism, or you know, that some sort of endeavor or person is of a dubious nature.
Boy, this is worse than the time I was sus.
Giving the impression that something is questionable or dishonest, suspicious. Okay, all right. Still doing pretty well here. I'm feeling pretty safe in my ability to understand the majority of Zoomer lingo. If you want to feel safe in your home, I'd recommend you check out Ring Alarm. Ring, baby, Ring.
Skip artists.
These hums here, so how much is played back, and you even have these nice here, so you can bypass the Ring or any sponsors of City Channel that allows this feature as enough views. Most people fast forward to it, so you can get to here. So that's your tech tip for the day.
Alarm. Go to ring.com/Noel.
Totes is definitely from my generation. Totes is definitely from my generation. Jorge, you already know what that means. You already know what that means. The fact that you put it in here, we from the same generation. Hallelujah, I didn't even know you was in here. I didn't even know you was in here. Welcome. Oh, you said it was -10 this morning. Wait a minute, don't you live? I didn't really get the chance to ask this because by the time I saw it in the Discord, it was like a day or two behind. Don't you live in the Arctic or something? And if you say yes, why? Why do you live in such a cold climate? I never got a chance to ask that.
To get your Ring Alarm security kit today. Build the system that's right for your home. Have it up and running in minutes. That's ring.com/Knowles. Ring.com/Knowles. Back.
Oh, speaking of, this ain't a sponsorship for Ring, but because he mentioning it, I had broke our old doorbell. Please don't ask me how, because I didn't mean to. So I went and got a new one, and I got us a new Ring system. And there's a thing on there where it connects you to something called Neighbor, so you can see everybody in your city when, I guess if they want to share whatever going on, and they talk to you about it. Tell you why I did not know my city was this bad. I knew it was bad. That's why I don't do a lot of stuff here. I go to other cities to go shopping and eating and whatnot. For the past 2 or 3 nights, all I've been getting off that little Neighbors thing is people be like, gunshots in this area, gunshots in this area. Then they had like where the police went over and caught the people, and I was like, yo, I didn't know. And it's not that far off from me, and I'm like, I can't wait to move. This kind of wild.
To the Zoomer lingo.
Right, Zoomer lingo.
Addy.
Addy. Okay, Addy sounds like a person.
No, bruh. You know what the Addy is? That's your address. So you be like, hey, yo, give me the Addy, though, so I can know where to pull up. See, I use other slang from this. Your generation didn't make Addy, though. My generation made Addy. That's, hold on, did my thing stop working? Because I done stopped, seeing all y'all stuff. All right, hold on. Let me start this back over again. I might have to find a new thing to like look at y'all comments because a lot of stuff just not even coming through no more. Not even coming through. Oh, here we go. Now I can see it. There we go. Yeah, the doorbell watch is yeah. All of that was super crazy. All the gunshots and stuff in my area. I gotta get up out of here.
And a word between A and Daddy. So I'm going to go with a father. Or maybe it's like taking a C off of.
Yeah, they have videos of everything that people be putting up on there. They be like, look at these people that was up in my backyard today. And it's crazy.
Caddy. Like a golf caddy.
Nah, that's not what it is.
So, who knows?
An Addy. Give me your Addy. At like a...
Address? Could
yes.
you give me your Addy, please?
Yes, address.
I need your Addy, please.
So I think it refers to an address, but I think it's more.
Kids these days.
You said kids these days. You're a kid. That's kind of funny.
More computational power than the computer that landed men on the moon. You can set up macros and keyboard shortcuts on your phones and laptops. You have wonderful features such as copy and paste, and you can even send your location to someone right from the major smartphone texting apps, WhatsApp, Samsung Message, and Google Messages. I made a video about that. And yet kids still resort to combinations of words that aren't even words. As you'll notice,
I can tell. I could tell. You left me a comment earlier, and I had to read it because I'm like, isn't this a kid I'm talking to right now? Why he talking to me like an adult?
Vowel. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. A vowel. Unless you come to Y. But hey, what else?
Or a virtual address than a
virtual address? What is a virtual address? Like, do Roblox houses have addresses? I don't know. I don't play Roblox. Do like those pin codes on Google Maps? Is that
There's definitely virtual addresses in the metaverse because people have like real estate in there, and you can sell real estate in there. Because Snoop Dogg was the first one to do it, and it was wild.
A virtual address? Whatever.
Mailing address. I don't think it's like, give me your Addy. It's like 523 Smith Street or whatever. I think it's like.
You're Canada adjacent? Alright, so are you in Canada by choice? Like you were raised there, so that's just like normal to you? Or did you start off in like cooler climates? I'm not gonna say sunnier climates, but like cooler climates, and then y'all had to just go out there for work or something. You said the Midwest version. If -10 degrees is the Midwest version, I don't know.
Like, give me your profile or your email address.
Okay, there's a problem with that. It's I've come to find that kids, for whatever reason, for anything else than email, which is kind of weird. You know, email is amazing, it's wonderful. You know, for like starting chats. You know, then you got Google Chat. But you know, I like email. I talk to people over email. I like emailing people.
Huh?
So I doubt that. So I'm gonna go off the tangent that Michael has gone on and say it's gonna be something more, I guess, cool among teenagers, which would be, I guess, a Discord fest. Let's see if teenagers who have all the power, thousands of times more powerful than the computer that landed people on the moon, are saying Addy for virtual addresses.
Yo, you said you prefer email? You do act older than your age then, cause most kids your age, it's Discord, and then it's like something else that I don't even know the name of. You said email. I feel like emails like should be getting phased out. You said email is amazing? That's crazy. You're a crazy one.
There it is, yeah, an address, especially an email address, okay?
Really? Alright, good for him. So what am I, 4 for 4?
Next.
You say email and Google Chat. Man, you really do things the old school way. I figured you'd be all on all the new super new ways. Oh, not for long conversations? Okay, I got you. That makes more sense then. You said Canada gave us hockey. Let's go Bruins. I respect it. My city used to have a hockey team, but it's gone. So I'm very salty about that.
Stop. A wig.
You mean like the thing you wear on your head?
This is a term, wig? Man, if this ain't talking about fake hair on your head, then I don't know. I don't know how y'all could have twisted this up.
So this could be, is it like,
I got you.
Is it a slur for white people referring to a slur for black people? Because that was one when I was a kid. Or is it just like a fake hair that you put on your head. I'm going to say either of those two things. Either one, I'm right. Wig is a slang term that means amazing. Okay. Incredible.
I've never heard anybody use wig like this. Like, ever. I'm with y'all. I've heard wigging out. I've heard you get your wig split. I've never heard it used in this term before. What is this? So you said I'm not in Canada's, but I am in contiguous U.S. near Canada. Oh, okay. I got you.
Incredible or awesome. It is typically reserved for when someone is surprised by something in a really good way.
Awesome.
So like,
I never said I was
wig.
young,
Oh,
though,
that's
so
wig.
Did you just say wig?
I'll
Yes.
take it.
I know. Wig. I feel that already.
Bet?
Yeah, you haven't
Bet
heard it
is
either?
now a slang term? Like to...
Is bet like...
Well, it obviously...
Oh, yeah. Bet's old. Wait a minute. Y'all didn't make bet. We made bet.
Isn't to gamble.
Do this?
Because if it were to gamble, it wouldn't be Zoomer slang. That's just what the word means. Like bet, like better? Like
No.
you better? Or something? I'm going to say it's
No,
sort of in some way an abbreviation
I
or
lost
allusion
some
to
stuff.
betterment.
You have to cut out one.
Bet is... Yeah, okay. Bet is a slang term.
So bet is a slang term of the word cool, which is a slang term.
You said, what am I doing later this evening? Once I'm done doing this, however long this lasts, I will be reading my Bible and then going to sleep. So I can start my day bright and early tomorrow. Like I do every single day. You said Gen Z is born... Hold on. Gen Z, I hear you. You can't come back here. Gen Z is from 1995. Are you born before 1995? Yes, I am. That's why I keep saying your generation didn't make this. My generation made this. That's why I keep saying that.
Term of the word down. So it's a third level slang term.
Yeah, like you're gonna be at the party, bet.
Am I still
Oh, you
recording?
think
Of
you have
affirmation,
anything?
agreement, or approval along the
Run it
lines
then.
of cool
Show
or I'm
it.
down.
It's like,
It can also suggest doubt.
Downfall.
Okay, hold on. So I think I thought I kind of was in the ballpark on the first one, but then it says it can also suggest doubt or disbelief.
You already have a word for that. I think it was like way back
if
here.
you get
We said, yeah, no cat.
If you get some time, stop by the crib. I'm building an AI. Okay. Slide, I'm pretty sure I don't know you in real life, but like, alright, my guy. You said I got to sleep in for once. The start work for his clothes due to weather. Hey, that's what's up. Sleeping in for the win. Job being closed is the W.
You don't need two words. That
I didn't
mean the
even do
same
it.
thing,
Job
but
being
also
closed
mean
for the
different
W.
things, which is a slang term of 3 different levels. That's just complicated and weird.
Like, yeah, sure. So it expresses affirmation and doubt. And
Affirmation and doubt. All brought to you by Gen Z. People.
You usually get up at 3 a.m.
I guess it relates both to betterment, like...
Ooh. Ooh, that's rough. Hey, yeah. W to sleeping in, because, man, you definitely deserve it. Ooh, that's rough. That's what my boyfriend does from time to time. He, depending what his dispatch schedule is. So I feel it. You come by, okay. I didn't know what you meant at first. That's why I was just like, sir? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, if you're live streaming and I'm up once all this is over, you're live streaming, I'll hop over by your channel. I got you.
Like, yes, this is better, this is okay, sure. But also to bet, like you bet, right? Okay, so it just means, it's just one of those words that means everything.
Bet. I knew that. Slow it down.
I want to take that one as a winner.
Fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's basically what he just said. He was like, hey, pull up when you done over here.
I shook his hand.
No, that's not what that means. That's not what that means.
How do you change the word shook?
What's going on, Tyrate? Thank you for joining us. All right, that's not what shook means. When you got somebody shook, you got them scared. That's all that means.
Oh my gosh. That's a term? I was expecting to hear stuff I've actually, heard, but shook? Oh, that's...
You said, let me slide up into those DMs. That would have been a good one. That would have... I don't know if Gen Z made that up, though. Maybe. Yeah, they got shooketh. Yeah, that's like the same thing as shook. So I can't even say they really took that. They just like cut it down even shorter from what we used to say.
Shook or shooketh.
Shooketh. Is that in the Bible? And he shooketh his hand. I have to check. Is the word shooketh?
My man said, "Is that in the Bible, yo?" Oh man, I'll say this: they're teaching you right because you don't need to know all these slang words and stuff. But that's funny. That was kind of funny.
All right, let's all go to Bible Gateway. This is insane.
Oh man, hey, I be using this when we read verses on stream.
Oh, it's not in the Bible. Shooketh.
I thought sliding my DM sounded so gross at first. It kind of do sound kind of gross, but that's what everybody be saying. That's what everybody be saying.
Okay, this is move on.
Shook means I have heard this before.
You've heard this?
Moses was shooketh by the burning bush.
Believe it means
he was.
you know, really taken aback. I am
shook.
befuddled. My beliefs have been shaken, you know.
Oh man.
Okay, that makes sense. But shooketh? You have shooketh me. Could you imagine writing that in an essay? Or chat GPT?
Yeah, pretty much.
Writing that
pretty much.
You have shooketh me to my core.
Hold on, pause this real quick. You learned what a DM was in church? Why were they teaching y'all about DMs in church? Was that just something when they was trying to be like hip and cool while talking to y'all? When they was just like, I know you young kids probably be pulling up in each other's DMs on Instagram. Did they say something like that? Oh, it was a skit. Okay. I kind of figured because there's no reason for them to bring that up in church.
The fundament of my very person has been upset and has been unsettled.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh. You know this ad is really shaking and
skip this too.
Shook is the past tense of the form shake, used as slang term to describe feelings ranging from discombobulation, fear to rage, and elation, kind of like being shaken up. Yeah, great.
You said no.
TFW, that feel when. It's that.
Oh, you said no, it definitely be up in God's DMs. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you said government. Hold on. Government equals kingdom. Corporation equals kingdom. Corporation vessel of the government. Yeah, it's all the same words. It's all the same words.
The TFW.
You should not know what this means. You should not know what this means at your age. You're too young. I think your generation did make this up. But you should not know this.
Is that a restaurant?
Oh, man.
It's not even.
I can't get mad at you for not knowing this. You should not know this at your age.
T, F, and W next to each other on the keyboard? Let's see. T, F. I think they're close. Oh, why am I checking my phone for this? I can actually look down at the keyboard. Tapua.
Feel when. You know that Zoomer.
To feel when?
That's
okay,
not what that means.
How would you use to feel when?
That's not what that means.
I need to feel when I'm happy.
Lingo, real good. TFW.
TFW, or it can be capitalized. You know, we have the time of day to actually capitalize stuff. Let's see. That feel.
That's not what that means. This is the polite way of what this means. TFW means to F with. That's what that means. I don't know what that feel when. Nobody has ever used it in this sense. It's to F with.
Oh, that feel when. So would that be the start or the start of a sentence? So you'd be like, that feel when the Texans win.
Nah, I don't know where they got this definition from. This definition is false.
Okay. So would TFW be at the beginning of a sentence and just be TFW, of course not capitalized.
I don't know who pulled words from Michael, but all of this is wrong.
And okay, whatever.
But That feel when, yeah, that's right. That feel, man, I'm such a zoomer. I'm so keen. I'm so keen and hip and cool and jive.
It's like he's trying to speak to me, I know it!
That feel when is an expression that people use to frame their statement and express their emotions. These can range from relatable.
People use TFW. I've never met a person who has said, TFW, I am going to whatever.
To not so relatable situations.
Hey, to be fair, everybody that does use this while texting, don't use it however he just described this. This is all wrong.
It places an emphasis on the emotional content of the sentence. Typically, it can be used to highlight awkward, ridiculous, uncomfortable, annoying, or odd things that happen to someone. That feel when you find out Knowles is just a total cool, hip, jive zoomer. Okay, that's the next one.
It's not a word. That's a
Y'all definitely made this up. I don't even know what this is.
The animal sound. I've heard it, but I don't know what it means. I think it happens when you drop some water bottle on the ground or something. Like
this has to be like text slang for like laughing or some crap.
So this one. Is this just like this one TikTok dancer in the middle?
Y'all definitely made this up.
TikTok dancers are bowing down.
He said that's how I call my cat. Like, here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Alright, skunks before her and dropping water bottles, and they all bow down.
Let me stop.
Make that noise.
Is that how?
What? So maybe Gen G's like, your parents say, "Go take out the trash," and they're like, "What did you say to me?" Is this just a response when you don't want to do something? Just.
Is that how I guess they have a pronunciation guide? I guess.
There's a pronunciation to SK. Kind of sounds like sick, which that sound is.
Like I suppose it's an expression of disapproval.
Like,
bunnies are so
dare you. What
like,
she heard it last night and came running as I watched it. That's kind of funny.
No, I'm crestfallen.
That's what I'm going to say. It's an expression of disapproval.
It's an interjection used to convey surprise or happiness. It's overused of Visco girls on social media.
What is a Visco girl? What is? Yeah, y'all definitely made that up. Y'all, that's your generation for sure,
Okay.
my guy. This.
So, B.
You said bunnies are the prey version of cats?
My team won a touchdown, and there's like.
I would have never thought that.
Whatever.
Is an interjection used to convey surprise, happiness, and other.
There's no exclamation.
Other intense emotions.
Your generation made this
It's
up.
stereotyped as an overused expression of VSCO girls on social media. What is a V? I need a further.
I had to look up what a
Zoomer dictionary to know what a VSCO girl. Maybe I don't want to know.
You said you're out of the loop. I feel like a boomer, and I'm not even 30. Hey. I mean, if it makes you feel better, Tech Boy is still a kid. This is his generation, apparently. He didn't really know it, a lot of these. So don't feel too bad, just a girl. Don't feel too bad.
Or you know what a VSCO girl? Maybe I don't want to know.
Oh man.
What is that?
That's so funny.
Are these just a bunch of kids running in dresses saying?
I don't know what this clip is.
Impressive?
Oh man.
To say the least.
It's a photo editing app, apparently. My producers tell me.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
The Visco girl started.
So you got the iPhone 8 with, maybe that's 7. I mean, if you think about it, iPhone 8, iPhone X released at the same time. If you really want to be in on the team, you think you want to be caught dead walking around with an iPhone 8? Oh no. Whatever. What is Glossier? I don't know. Is that lip gloss?
That's lip gloss,
They
yeah.
have a scrunchie. I mean, this starter pack is all collectively worth probably like $200, subtracting the phone. Then you have your hydro flask here, which is an overpriced water bottle with $5 stickers on it. And you have some straws.
I'll tell you this, you might be right. These little bags alone are like, if you get the smallest one is like $50, and if you get any bigger, these little bags start at like $100. And then these little like, I don't know if this is for the face or if this is body spray, because I can't really tell on the picture that Michael Knowles picked, but those are dumb expensive too.
Some shirt, pants, and what is it with holes in the jeans that cost more than holeless jeans? And you have glasses. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
the
like a
shell
BMP
necklace?
boy, bitmap. That's what us millennials are like. So do I get credit for that? Because it says surprise, happiness, or other intense emotions, one of which presumably could be disapproval.
That's stretching it, Knowles.
Do I get credit? Nope. All right, the judges say no. That's fine. Okay, which of these terms will be here to stay, and which
this a
term should never be used again? Well,
all right, first off, that should never be used again. Like Nikki said, that's how you call your cat. I don't know what that was. They got the TFW wrong. And a lot of that stuff your generation didn't make, my generation made. So,
because should not be used again, because it's very hard to
throw it in the trash. That piece of garbage.
Pronounce in English, or so that one's out forever. Which one is going to be around to stay? The thing about slang is that the entire point of slang is to be obscure and not
so obscure that nearly every Gen Z is using it, except for me. Okay.
able to be understood by older people. It's
just like Morse code, spelling. You know, I should invent this new language where we use proper spelling. No one would be able to understand it because they're all sounding like skunks.
Specifically in group language. So the whole point is that I shouldn't know Zoomer slang. Actually, the fact that I do means that some of this slang is not very effective to keep out the millennials, such as myself. Which is more likely to be around forever, though.
I guess Michael Knowles said he's a millennial. How old is Michael Knowles? Wait a minute, because now he has to be like the tail end of a millennial, right? Maybe not. Maybe we're around the same age. Maybe he just looks older to me. Here we go. Michael Knowles' age. How old is he? Oh, he's younger than me. That's wild. That's wild. I didn't even know that. He looks so old. All right. Well.
Shook.
Wait, Shook's
says a lot about me, I guess.
It's not like they invented this. So, okay.
Shook is probably going to be around for a little longer because it derives from an actual word, like shaken up, whereas...
Yeah.
Shooketh.
Yeah, that's
you
what
have
it is.
Shooketh me.
That's what it is. I think how he dresses really threw me off. I thought he was way older, and it turns out he's younger than me. That's crazy. Oh, man. All right, KO. Until next time, thank you for pulling up. I always appreciate it. You're always so positive. I always appreciate that, too, so thank you. P.S. You look young. Yeah. I get that a lot. So my last job, it was so funny. Once I got into management, there was like my team varied of all ages, but the youngest ones that were like 18, they'd pull up on me and we'd be talking, and they'd be like, wow, you're so wise for your age. And I'd be like, but it would be like the way they say it. And I was like, how old do y'all think I am? And they was like, man, you act like you're such and such age. You act like you're in your like mid 30s and 40s and stuff. And I was like, so I got confused because I wasn't that old at the time. I was like younger, but I'm like, yo, how old do y'all think I am? And they're like, man, you 20, you 21. I just started laughing. So I'm like, I'm not that young. And they would not believe me. I had this girl, the manager that I worked with, she was on the other shift, but we worked directly together because we were running the same department. She was 2 years younger than me, and she was married with 2 kids, and she did not believe that I was older than her. She refused to believe it. To this day, I saw her not too long ago, and she just do not believe me. And I was just like, all right, well, I guess you just never gonna believe my age then. Michael Knowles is very sophisticated. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You said, how did spray keep the Satanists away? Oh, you're talking about when I worked with the chick at my last job. Look, I don't know how sage works, but I sprayed it and it came with this thing I was supposed to read. I don't know if it was like a spell or something, but I just added the area and the woman's name, and she just wasn't able to cross it. So that's about as far as I know about that, because somebody recommended that to me. So trust me, and I've never played with it since. Ever since I left that job, I've never played with it. So I have no idea how any of that works. Well, how old are you? I thought Knowles was mid-30s. So according to Google, it said Michael Knowles is 32, and I'm 34. I thought he was older than me, but is what it is. Oh, never ask him. You right, but I kind of just gave it. So That's just what it is. You said I would love to go to mass with him and the later smoke cigars and drink bourbon. Somebody I did a reaction video to Michael Knowles when he was doing the religious TikToks. Somebody that watches me said they were at a mass with him. I can't remember who that was now. I can't remember who that was at all. But somebody said they did that. They said he was like really cool. You 27 and look 19, that's what's up. That means you take care of yourself. Either you take care of yourself or good genetics. Kyle did say that, but somebody else said it too. So it wasn't just Kyle. Somebody else that is subbed to me also said it. That's why I didn't say Kyle, because I know because I wasn't speaking on him. It was even though that is how he found me too. But it wasn't Kyle. Somebody else had said it. Because they're older than Kyle. They're older than me, too. I think they're in their... They said they had been going to mass, since like the 50s or 60s or something? Because they said they used to be a choir boy. And they had to learn how to do everything in Latin. And they said at one of them, they actually was in mass a few times with Michael Knowles. But yeah, I know Kyle had went before, too.
You know, yeet. I don't think that one's long for this world. Or like simp is like but simp is confusing because it's like you're a simpleton. It could be, you know, he's a bit simple or something. So it doesn't like obviously the phenomena that all of these words describe, those are going to be around forever. Yeah. But in order to subvert, you know, the culture and in order to evade being understood, the lingo is going to change. I think with the exception of shook. You dig? You dig?
What did he say? He said, you dig? Yeah, I thought Kyle was older than me, too. I think it's just because, like, the married with kids thing. I think that's really all it is. I thought he was older than me, too, so I saw his testimony video, and I was like, yo, you're actually younger than me. What's going on, School to World? Welcome. Always love having you here with us.
Big jive turkeys? Let me know some of your cool hip lingo in the... You hep cats.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Hey man, you know, you put that in the comments and I'll try to get cool.
He said you dig, you jive turkeys. First off, see, this is why I thought he was older. Cause the whole you dig, maybe I'll give you that. The jive turkey part, that's not from our generation. That's from our parents' generation. All right, Good video, Tech Boy. Good video, man. That was good. That was a good one. What we got next on the chopping block? What we got next? You say you love yeet, though? Yeet's just a funny word. That's what that is. Groovy video? Yeah, that's from your generation for sure. For sure, that's from your generation. You said you have 4 kids in college. You got 4 kids? Dang. It seemed like every religious person I follow, all y'all got big families. I'm rocking with it because y'all are doing it the correct way, because I've met too many pookies in my day who was doing it very incorrectly with how they want to have kids. Cool beans. Come on, just a girl. Now you're sounding older. See, you just told me you were 27. Now you sound a little bit older. You said we are all Catholic. Yeah, most of y'all are. I notice most religious people do have bigger families though. All with each other. You're not separating it out. Pookies, yeah, so that's just what we call it. You ever heard the term in the black community, if like some trash guy, he has nothing going on in his life, but yet he has like 50 billion baby mamas, that's like a pookie. Like they call them pookies, Ray Rays, what they call the women, like Shaniquas and all that. Messed up terms, but it's just like an easy way of putting like if somebody's doing it the incorrect way of having a family. You got like all these broken homes everywhere. That's just the slang way of saying it. I guess that wouldn't be good slang, but that's... Am I the only one who doesn't want kids? You're young, so that could be a reason you're saying that. Because it could change, you know, when you are at the right age and you find the right woman. You could just be like, wow, I want to make her my wife and start a family. But it wouldn't be shocking considering the state of the world and the direction it is going. I wouldn't fault you if you really didn't want to have kids. For the longest, I kind of prepped myself with that mentality of like, yeah, I'm never going to have them. Because technically, I can't have them due to like an accident I had when I was like, I think I was like 5 or 6 when I got in that accident. But so it's always been in my mind. It's a very small like possibility, but I kind of had to put that in my mind. Like, I'm cool without having kids. I'm cool, but you could always adopt too. You know, it's a chance. It's a chance it could happen. Nikki said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Tech boy, only if you want to. If you find that right girl and you marry her and y'all want to start a family, go for it. But if y'all sit down and be like, nah, not for us, that's okay too. That's okay too. Do you know how expensive marriage is? That's my logic. So here's my thing. You don't have to have an expensive wedding. If that's what your logic and thinking is, you don't have to have an expensive wedding. Y'all can go to a park. Y'all can go to the courthouse. That would probably be your cheapest bet. You don't have to do anything super expensive just because family and friends want you to do something super expensive. Do not put yourself in debt for other people. I've watched my family and friends get married throughout the years, and the minimum I've seen them spend is like $20,000 to $25,000 minimum for weddings. And these are weddings where they did a lot of DIY themselves, which is insane. So you do not have to go that route. I've also seen a woman, she was on Anthony O'Neill's channel like a few months ago. She had a beautiful small wedding outside at a park. It was like overlooking this beautiful cliff. It was like somewhere in California. She spent $500 max. It was gorgeous. So if you ever go that route, y'all can be smart about it. I am single, no children, and old. They got me with the indoctrination. Plus, I spent too long toiling in the fields. Ladies, don't lose your chance. Look, age don't mean nothing. What was it? We talked about this last time where Rebecca was old. Wasn't it Rebecca? Because I always be getting them girls' names confused in the Bible. She was older when she had kids. Anything could happen. Even if you do find somebody, because I don't know your age or anything, but even if you do find somebody and y'all just decide to like be married without kids, or y'all look at each other and be like, do you want to adopt? There's ways to have family, man. I wouldn't rule it out. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Marriage is the sacrament that unites man to woman and any children that come about that union. Facts. Facts. I only had one though, but God said it. So nothing wrong with having one. I was my parents' only child. Apparently I was their miracle child because my dad wasn't supposed to have kids either. So that's a weird little genetic thing that's going on. He couldn't have kids and apparently I can't have kids. But they had me, So there's always that chance. Take care of my mom. She's disabled and can't work. Good for you. You playing the good daughter role. That's what's up. What does it say? Your stuff comes in kind of skewed on my end. You meant being married is expensive, not weddings. No, it's not. Who told you being married is expensive? Being married is not expensive in the slightest. Now, if you thinking in terms of just money, you shouldn't be thinking just in terms of money. Marriage is not expensive. You said contraception is forbidden for married people since it goes against the marriage covenant. I'm not letting you back here. And then Adventures in Odyssey, everyone is leaving California. Yeah, because California, that's definitely not the place to be. That's not the place to be. Yes, Sarah. Sarah was her name. Sarah laughed when God told her about her pregnancy, but Mary didn't. She was obedient and rejoiced. Yes. I always get their names confused. I be telling y'all, I know what I be reading. I don't ever remember what I read. All right, we got the next video. So I know yesterday Jorge wanted me to pull up something from Catholic Talk Show. I looked at a few of the clips, and there was one called "Why Are There Bones Under the Catholic Altars?" And I know we talked about that one week briefly. I think that was the day Kyle was actually here. But let's see why. Let's see why. This is also very weird.
The altar itself is an expression of Jesus's resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's an important thing to consider. You know, if you've ever been to Jerusalem, you know, entering into where Jesus rose, like, you know, and on that stone, you know, you put your hands and you celebrate Mass, the place where Jesus
celebrated
rose.
Mass, sir?
I didn't get to. I wasn't a priest yet, but I was a seminarian.
I bet you Schmitz got to say Mass there. Carry on.
One day. But no, like to consider that being replicated at every altar around the world that's ever been established and consecrated.
So
by
are
the
you
bishop.
saying like there's a stone that was
in the
rolled
Holy
over?
Sepulchre?
Yeah. The stone that was rolled over?
No, the stone where he was laid in the tomb.
Okay, so he was laid in the tomb on a stone.
Yeah. And they've built like a chapel over that, and then the Holy Sepulchre, the big church, is built over that.
I've been there. Yeah.
Dude, it is just so powerful, man. But to think like every single altar that has been consecrated with the oils by the bishop is that reality. We're celebrating that.
It's Calvary.
And that's the beauty of our faith, that, you know, by the power of the Holy Spirit and the sacramental church and the succession of the apostles, we've now established and erected altars everywhere, in every country, in every town. Like that's amazing to think about.
So what's in
Wait,
it?
pause. Hold on. I got a Catholic question. I have a Catholic question for all my Catholics in here, and we're at 136. They said this was the stone Jesus was laid on, and then they said the church then built on top of that, and then this church was built on top of that. And he said this is in Israel. So that would mean, historically, if I'm thinking correctly based on what they are saying, the first Catholic church, which I guess would be the first Christian church technically, because there was no separation of Protestantism and denominations, yada yada. So this is technically the first Christian church, which means Catholicism is technically the originators, the true originators of Christianity then, right? I need all my Catholic people in here to say if my line of thinking is correct. And then I'm gonna just jump back. We were at 136. This cool.
What's in an altar? Because this was really cool discovery that I mean I didn't make it, but you know I found out that all the altars have bones of martyrs, saints, and I mean like talk a little bit about that.
Ryan Anthony Delacroix.
Hi.
So do you realize what saint is in the altar of the place where you were confirmed and you received First Holy Communion at Resurrection?
Oh, well, I was confirmed at Resurrection. I was baptized at Christ King.
Yeah, but you received First Holy Communion at Resurrection, did you?
Christ King.
Oh, at Christ King.
Yeah.
Well, at Resurrection where you were confirmed, do you realize it? Anthony. Ryan Anthony.
He was my confirmation saint.
Saint Anthony. Wow. Your confirmation saint.
My middle name.
I know this, and you know, your confirmation saint was in the altar when you were confirmed.
Yeah, so every altar does. It has a relic of a saint, typically the saint associated with the church. And this goes back to the practice of the early church in the catacombs, where Mass was said in the catacombs on the tombs of the saints.
And the catacombs were basically like a graveyard, right?
It was a graveyard. It was an underground. They had, stone walls, niches, and graves.
Yeah.
And this goes back to that earliest of practices in the Roman Church.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, like we have a reliquary underneath our altar at my parish, and there's Thomas Aquinas, because my pastor is like a fanboy of Thomas Aquinas. And then there's St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, and then there's several others too as well. So you can actually have more than just one.
I have a relic waiting to go into the altar stone, which really is on the very top. So it's marble, and then embedded in it will be St. John Paul II, and that's going into the altar that we're designing, hopefully, God willing, from stone from Poland, where JP2 grew up.
Oh, that's
when
cool.
when you celebrate Mass, I mean, are you very aware of this?
Well,
during
currently all of
celebration?
my relics are in the safe in the sacristy, and I bring them out for like solemnities, feast days.
Because he's not
Easter.
in a permanent
So you don't
church.
have to have
I don't have a permanent altar yet.
Yeah, so his doesn't have that requirement.
Okay.
Yeah. So until we do, but it in most especially.
So Jorge said, but Mass was also celebrated in the catacombs, which they went on to say that too before it was legal to practice openly. Yes, the Catholic Church gave us all our doctrines by making them explicit in addition to our canon. So my line of thinking was correct then with what they were saying. Tyree was like, "That's creepy." Like, look, we have St. Paul speaking. Some of this stuff is creepy though, because all I keep thinking about is horror movies when they be bringing a bunch of stuff up. Where's this stuff in the Bible? I'm just gonna assume that the canon we got, because it was a committee that picked all the books anyways. What'd he say? He said it's like Nico, something like that. It was a committee that picked the 66 books, but Catholics have 7 more books than us. Sounds creepy, but remember there was a time that Rome was persecuting Christians, so they had to celebrate Mass in secret. Okay, that makes sense. So tradition came before scripture in order historically. I just realized I haven't been clicking on none of y'all buttons. My bad. So tradition came before scripture in order historically, not in essence. That's why we need both. Take body parts and put them in the church. Where is this a scripture? Look, it do sound creepy. Though. I'm just telling you. We wouldn't have our scriptural canon without tradition of the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Church, because you guys keep talking about tradition, because I understand if stuff had to be done in secrecy because of the time period. Where was I going with this? I had a brain fart. Oh, that means what I was about to say. So you guys are technically y'all are the first church then. I guess I have to say that because there's so many different denominations and churches, but technically you guys would be the first because he said he went to the one in Israel. So he was there in Israel, which means whatever they built over that tomb had to have been the first, right? Saying, are you near Pittsburgh? Yes, I am 2.5 hours away from Pittsburgh. It's not that far of a drive for me. So Martin Luther was the one that removed the 7 books. So, yeah, because he was the first denomination to pop up before all the other denominations became a thing. And then look up Acts 19:12. That's where we get relics. Bet. I got you. Let me do X. Whoops. I gotta do the version I read. All right, here we go. So Acts 19:12, and it says, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. That sounds creepy too. That sounds creepy too, and that's in the Bible, but that sounds creepy. So that from, hold on, you want me to look up another one? The church is the pillar and bulwark of our faith, not sola scriptura. So 1 Timothy 3:15. Okay. Here we go. 1 Timothy 3. And then you said 15. And it says, but if I tarry long, that thou mayest know how thou oughtest to behave thyself in the house of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and ground of the truth. Okay. Hold on, you should go to the Relic Church in Pittsburgh, the most relics of anywhere in the world, I believe. Ooh. That'll give me something to do one day. I gotta pick a good day, because if it's too cold, I'm not going nowhere. I know where you live, you probably just like, oh, you think 20 degrees is cold? It was -10 this morning. You said Relic Church, and then Pittsburgh. I'm definitely gonna look it up, and then I'll see if my mom wants to go with me one day, because she be off. She has like 3 days off every week now, so I'll see if she ever want to roll with me, since she been reading her Bible lately, you know. Ma'am, you said 20 is shorts weather? You sound crazy. You sound crazy. You sound how I sound when I used to talk to my friends over in Cali, when we would be like, 50 degrees, that's hooping weather. And they would look at us like, excuse us, 50 degrees? They'd be bundled up in like the big jackets you would wear, I guess, in the Antarctic. And
to historic parishes.
Oh, that's funny.
Prior to Vatican II, like, it was absolutely necessary.
Oh, you live in Houston? Oh yeah, see, you know nothing about the cold. I bet Houston is wonderful.
So in a greater majority of altars around the world, there's always going to be a relic of a saint.
Oh, that was about to be done anyways. I could have just left that rock out and then went to the comment section. I didn't know. That's my fault. I did sub to them just because like some of these videos do sound cool, but some of them are like really long since it's a talk show. So I'm probably going to listen to a lot of this on my own during the week when I'm not like live streaming. But you said 50 is winter here. I'm in Arkansas. 50 is winter? Oh, I guess, yeah, you're in Arkansas. Yeah, 50 is like a good day to us. That's when you put out the light jacket. You might go outside for a walk. You said cold is nice. You're from Louisiana? You went so far left with where you live now. That's crazy. I could also listen on Spotify. I don't have Spotify. We made the decision. We were either going to pay for Spotify or Apple, and we chose Apple. So I don't mind listening to it off YouTube, though. Like, I don't mind playing stuff off my phone, going that route. Especially now that you can close your phone and the videos keep playing. I used to love that during the summer, because I would do all of my walks. I would listen to everything off my phone. You said looking at Acts 19:12. So if you read 19:11 to 12, it doesn't look like it's a relic, just God's power running through Paul so great that the handkerchiefs could heal. We could check it back out real quick because I only read the one passage. So you said read, actually, let me just pull up 19. So you did, you said 11 and 12. I got you. It says, and God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. Okay, yeah, if you read that part, it does sound like Paul was just able to, like, heal the sick, and kind of like what Jesus and them were doing, where they were healing the sick and getting the evil spirits about everybody. But see, I also never read the full chapter, and I never read the chapter before it. And once I get to that point, I'll probably have a better understanding of all of this, to be honest with you. You said Michael inspired you to write a book? That's what's up, man. How you were speaking in your reaction video to Michael Knowles, you remind me of Amala from I can't say David Wire, I guess from PragerU. Same company. But you remind me of her a lot. You are very I hate saying this when I'm speaking about black people, because it's just, I hate when like you hear other black people or white people say it to other black people, but you speak very like well for your age. I guess that's the best way to put it. Because you remind me a lot of her when you speak, which is a very good thing. You said Crazy Pope Stories is definitely another good episode. I think I wanted to pull one of them, but it was like an hour long, and I was like, we can't really look at that on here, but I'm definitely gonna listen to it on my own. Then they lay on the bones of Elijah. And you said 1 Corinthians 4:6. Hold on. I'll pull that up too. I think I was in Corinthians at some point, wasn't I? Oh, y'all not gonna take me back there? Okay. Alright, whatever. And you said 4 and then 6. So it says, in these things, brethren, I have in a figure transferred to myself and to Apollos for your sakes, that ye might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, that no one of you be puffed up for one against another. Hold on, what was that supposed to be about? You said that's supposed to be about laying the bones of Elijah? You said the danger of a relic is it could become an idol to people. I could see that. If you know not to make it one though, but see then that begs though, because that one live stream we had where they had the dude's head in the box at the church, but that Catholic comedian was talking about it. Not only does that sound creepy, that sounds like they made the head an idol. If you really think about it. I don't know. You said not if you submit to the church. I mean, I can see it. I can see both sides though. And then y'all talking, okay. Let me pull, so the next video, this is kind of funny. It says Tucker Carlson is gonna lose it when a guest wants to ban the word man. Why they want to ban the word man, I have no idea.
I gotta say, there's kind of a basic irony here. I mean, you're lecturing us about sexism while you're sitting right now in...
Hold on, before we get into this. People do pray to angels, and my stepmom told me I don't pray to God for lots of things. I pray to a saint. This is why I'm confused. like man do be making. I will say this: man does make this confusing, right? Especially because we all were raised different and stuff too. I really feel like it's hard to determine who's a good teacher too. That's like really something you got to figure out on your own. I know all the Catholics in here are gonna be like, "This is why you go to a Catholic church and stuff." It's like I already know y'all got it worked out, but for us Protestants that's in here, whether we non-denominational or whatever denomination, it do get confusing because even if we think we're going to a church and a pastor could be telling us something and it makes you confused, you might take his word for it at the end of the day because he the pastor, but that don't mean he correct because we know from a lot of the videos we don't watch on our own and stuff we don't watch together on this channel, a lot of Protestant pastors just be wrong about a lot of things, especially depending on what type of pastor they are. Like you got the prosperity pastors. If it ain't about money and stuff, crazy. Oh, I definitely missed some chats. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, because it didn't pull up in here. Hallelujah says Sang and I need to do a live show. We could test it out one day. I don't mind. I don't know what we would talk about unless we go back and forth. Oh, because you said too many questions, too little word count for answers. That is facts. I could just ask you a ton of questions. That would work out. We can call it the Protestant versus the Catholics. And just let it run back and forth. You said the worst of those is Jesse Duplantis. See, I don't even know who that is. Now I want to look it up though. Now that you done mentioned that. Hold on. Before we full on get into this. Jesse Duplantis. Yep, and another American preacher. Catholic questions. I could have like the logo or whatever look like a little boxing ring, and it just be like the Protestant versus the Catholic, and just make it a whole show. And I just whatever pops in my little mind, that I just ask you. This guy, I've never heard of this guy. Is he a prosperity pastor? I'll say the prosperity pastor. He might be. Oh no, it says he's the Christian evangelical charismatic movement. What is that? An evangelical charismatic movement? What is? See, that's why I don't do denominations. I don't even know what that is. But it sounds it sounds off. It sounds like it don't make sense. It don't sound like any of it makes sense. You said my stepmom doesn't understand Catholicism? Probably not. Just to be real with you. You said evangelical is not a denomination? Google says you're wrong. Actually, I don't know. There's a whole list of what all the denominations are under being a Protestant. I don't know if evangelical is under there, but a lot is under there. But we can look it up. What's is evangelical? Oh, that's the first thing that popped up. It says is evangelical a denomination? Yeah, it literally says some evangelical denominations are members of the World Evangelical Alliance and its 129 national alliances. And then some of those denominations officially authorize the ordination of women in churches. So they already wrong. But see, that's why. That's why I just was like, you know what, I'll be non-denominational, and then I really like apologetics, so we just gonna go that route because that's my best bet at learning how I'm supposed to learn. Cause yeah. It says Protestants either are willfully ignorant, meaning that all you heard was negative opinions about the church, or you just don't want to learn. It depends. So I'll tell you this. And then, you came down here. You're like, there's also some Protestants that are open to the truth. Yeah, I was gonna get to that point too. So yes, you do have someone that are very ignorant. Like no matter what you tell them, they're kind of just hard set on their beliefs. And I witnessed that in a video I watched last week, where it's like 3 guys ended up debating about Alan Parr and if other people. It was about once saved, always saved, right? And it was a hard video to watch because the most eldest person in the video, and they also had the most biblical knowledge. The 2 younger people in the video weren't trying to hear them out when they were talking, like, at all. And it was sad because they were just very set on their own mindset. And it's like, yo, you need to like listen to what he's saying because there is a lot of truth in what he's saying. And then he also has studied the scriptures in Greek instead of just like the English translations that a lot of us have read in. So he knows a lot of the history and context behind it, and they just didn't want to listen. So that's being willfully ignorant, right? Not wanting to learn. And then some people, it really depends on how you're raised. If you're raised in something your whole life and then you hear another version of it when you're older and you done spent years learning one thing, you're immediately going to be like, no, that can't be. And then you're just going to have people like me where your minds are open, where it's like, I'll listen to it. I want to learn and read and all that good stuff, you know. So it is what it is. You can't save everybody. You could just, I say the best bet is that we all have to pray that at least most of us is at least getting the most basic message of salvation. You know what I'm saying? Like believing in Jesus. And but even then, yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah, it is. And it's crazy because it's not just for religion either. Like you could put the same thing like politics. If somebody grew up a Democrat their whole life and then you run into somebody that's Republican, they be like, hey, let me tell you the truth about the Democrats. Their whole little world is gonna get blown and they're really gonna fight against that, you know. Or like one of my favorite games that they really never finished is called We Happy Few. They're giving the people in this town happy pills to keep them deluded into thinking like the world is great. The city in reality though is crap. And if you try to take away those pills from some of those people, they wanted to stay on them pills. They didn't want to see the truth for what it was, and it was kind of crazy. It was super kind of crazy. In my Messianic evangelical church, women ran the show even though the word was, yo, that's kind of crazy. They should have known better. Yep. Church militant must pray. Yeah. Yeah, Amala did get flipped because she said she used to be a hardcore liberal Democrat and she pulled a 180. That's all it was. Can women preach? Women aren't supposed to be preaching at all in the church. It's supposed to be just men running it in terms of like pastor, elders, deacons and stuff. Women aren't supposed to. That's why if you go to the right church, and I'm talking about Protestants right now, because I know I said that before, and Nikki was like, you got to make the distinction. And I didn't think about that either because I forget that Catholics and stuff watch my channel too. But if you go to like a Protestant church, if you find a good one, like the one I go to, you'll notice that not only are men in each leading position and they preach the word, when it comes down to Bible study too, Bible study is separated. So they have a men's Bible study in one area, because the church owns like 3 different houses. I didn't know that. So there's like a house that the men go to do Bible study, and then there's a house that the women go to do Bible study. So if you could find a good church like that, but it's hard. It is so hard because they all are bending to the woke mob, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. I didn't want to learn anything about whether what I was being taught about Catholicism was true or not when I was a Protestant. It was too challenging to my Protestant beliefs. Yeah. But in time, your mind finally opened. And once you opened that door, you was good. You was good from there. I should react to Melissa Doherty. We reacted to her before. Hold on, let me pull her up in the thing though, because I don't mind reacting to one of her videos. I actually like her stuff. If I'm thinking of the right person, yeah. I actually like I like watching her stuff. Okay. I'll definitely pull one of her videos up after we watch this one. Men are leaders, but sometimes a lady will preach. So that's how my friend goes to a church that's the same way. So the head pastor is male, and then the junior pastor is like her nephew. But then she'll come on and she'll preach and speak sometimes. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think when I went to their service, what she was saying, because I had just got done reading about the story of Joseph and everything. Her whole sermon was about him and dreams. It wasn't bad, but that wasn't her place to do that. So that shouldn't have been happening to begin with. But I also don't go to that church. I kind of went because my friend invited me. So I was like, I didn't mind going. They were extremely nice up there. But that's not how it's supposed to be, technically. Yeah, that female pastor, she took a hard L. Yeah, she did. We watched a few of them videos from Jesse Lee Peterson. Man, all them female pastors took L's if we think about it. I was raised Assemblies of God, went to a Baptist church, then walked away because I was angry at God due to my mom passing at 15. Coming back, I'm more curious about different things. I'll say this, at least you came back though. And you came back with an open mind, and that's all that matters. I get why you got angry though, especially at the age you were. People do that sometimes. So can't even get mad at that happened. All that matters is that you came back and your mind is open to learning more. All right, let me finish this video. We didn't even start. I shouldn't say finish it. We didn't even start. Let me start this video real quick. But this is where Tucker Carlson is supposed to lose it.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. We need to rename the city then. The Big Apple. The Big Apple would be less offensive. So I feel that I'm sitting in the Big Apple, not Manhattan.
Okay, but why stop there? Why should the post office deliver mail?
Welcome back, Kale.
Well, it's spelled M-A-I-L, so that's okay. If it's M-A-L-E, then there's a problem.
Homonyms count, and this applies to email too, because it's not about spelling, it's about being gender inclusive.
Right.
And mail is offensive. We just learned that. So.
Well, no, I don't think they're including that, but they are saying that society has changed and times are changing, and we don't want to be offensive in our language. And they're trying to be non-sexist and non-biased, and that means trying to take the word man out. So instead of man-made, it would be synthetic. So instead of mailman, it would be mail carrier. So there's many ways to go around it. Instead of humanity, you should say people.
But
so,
mail carrier still has mail in it. So you have it's kind of a fake. Oh, but that's a judge.
So package carrier.
Well,
we can come up with so many other terms that are less offensive. Yeah.
You might still offend dyslexics. You can change a vowel, but it sounds the same. It has that dreaded word that sends people shrieking for their safe spaces, mail.
Well, they're saying man. Man is the word that they're trying to avoid. They're saying that the word man is associated with adult men as opposed to just humanity or humans. So they're trying to avoid the word man. So if we can eliminate that word, then things would be much better and people would be less offended.
Well, what if you lived in...
What? Hold on. Pause. What does she mean people would be less offended about what? She just said she wants to get rid of that term because it's used to describe an adult man. Yeah. Like I'm not going to call a grown man a boy or something. It's a... Who's getting offended by this? Who is getting offended by this? I swear it really is, the percentage of people offended by everything is this big, yet we have to bend for them for everything, and I don't understand.
Manchester,
Vermont. I don't understand it.
Well, they might have to change the name of the city if people agree with Purdue University. And Purdue University found that things need to be updated, and they updated their writing guide to take out these words that apparently are offending certain groups of people.
Huh?
Okay, so just to make sure I understand the rule, if something offends somebody, even if you've never met that person personally,
Right.
you have to change it. So doesn't that mean that a small group of super unhappy people get to control what the rest of us say and think?
Well, perhaps they're ahead of their time. Maybe this is something that is offending a small group, but the group's going to get larger, and times are changing, and our language is dynamic. Webster keeps adding new words in the dictionary, so our language needs to change. And a term that used to be non-offensive, like man-made and male-man, now needs to be changed.
Well, I get that. I guess.
What is she talking about? What is she talking about? What? Women like this make me want to go back to the 40s. Now I know your age, that makes that funnier. Now I know your age. Your head's spinning? Mine too, because I don't know what she's talking about. What people are offended? Her and her 5 friends, because ain't no way anybody else is offended. And no amen either. Yeah, you can't praise at all. How are we supposed to end our prayers? How are we supposed to end our prayers? The word lady offends me, then what? Feminism was a mistake. It was the biggest mistake ever. Ever. Right? The mental gymnastics of all of this. What is she talking about?
The question for me is who gets to decide what changes and what doesn't? So, for example, I think I've now decided that the most offensive word in the language is college professor.
Oh.
Okay? Because to me that connotes dumbness and misuse of power and tenure, right? And mediocrity. So maybe I'd like to say no one can use that word ever again in my presence.
So we can't end the prayers with amen. You just be like, you know, man, God, peace. That's kind of funny.
It offends me. Would that fly? Could I do that? Could I pull it off?
Well, if you have a writing guide, perhaps, and you put that out there and people agree with you, then yeah, maybe that would fly. But
yo, I feel like somebody probably done already did that. Have you guys ever seen the video of the guy that was like pop locking for Jesus? I feel like him and maybe some other people that's like got to the faith, and because they left like the gang life alone, or they from like some rough areas. Maybe that's how they end their prayers. Maybe that's how they talk. Be like, yeah, you the man, God. Thank you for that blessing, God. I appreciate it, my man. Like they probably talk like that. Yo, God, baby, what's up? Hold on, that sounds like something a New Yorker would say. I listen to enough Wu-Tang. That's how a New Yorker would talk.
Purdue University did find a group that agreed with them, and the university backed them up, and there you have it. They have a writing guide that now is going to teach us
I just realized the chat box not showing. Boom, there we go.
But do you think they have the guts? I mean, it's one thing to bully the little rich kids who go to your school, because, like, what do they know? But do you think they have the guts?
This is the heart of America.
Yeah, no.
You said you've heard some people pray like that. You heard it? Hey, man. I'll say this, at least they praying and getting into the word. I'll just leave it at that. You said, yo, Jesus was good, homie. As long as they praying, they in the word. I think that's all that matters.
Of course, but if you're paying like 60 grand or whatever it is for like the fake diploma you get, you know, and you're not working, obviously you have privilege by definition, no matter who's paying for it. But but it's easy to boss them around. Do you think they would have the guts to go to Goldman Sachs in New York and say, change your name now or else?
They probably wouldn't shop there. They probably wouldn't shop there because
if they were shopping at Goldman Sachs, they might come up short because it's a bank.
Because the name man is adult male, and yeah, we need to change it. Like woman, I mean, it has the word man in there, so just call us a person.
The left is on a quest to sin.
Hey, Satan.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Oh wait, there's more to this video. I thought it was over. Wait a minute.
Ties language in order to take their worldview and make it a reality. Because if you change the way that people speak, you actually change the way that they think. So by this, this crazy initiative, I mean, this is just really far out there. I don't know if most people on the left agree with this kind of thing, but trying to take the word man out of language. I mean, like, certainly in a college campus or an academic setting, yes, it does get this crazy for sure. But, I mean, this is ridiculous. What you're trying to do is not just control what people say to each other, but control how they think about gender by policing this word. Because now they're going to think less in terms of the gender binary that illustrates reality, which is man and woman, and you're going to think more in terms of, okay, gender is this ambiguous thing, it's a spectrum, and all. You're going to think of it in terms of their woke worldview. So that's what's behind this policing of language. It's not about necessarily the words themselves, but it's about trying to control how people think. I think Tucker did a great job illustrating how ridiculous this is.
It is ridiculous.
It really, it's far past the line of absurdity into just total nonsense. And yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And
yeah, this is crazy. I'm not shocked they're trying to do this. They can't even explain what a woman is anymore. So now trying to eliminate the word man so you cannot explain what a man is? Get out of here. Get out of here. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not on our watch. Not on our watch. Because we actually care about things that are true and make sense. And not whatever they talking about. Whatever any of this is. This is kind of crazy. Yep, controlling words, controlling minds. Yep. That lady is no longer on Earth. At least one day this Earth will pass away. One day we're all going to start anew, and those of us that make it, we're going to be in New Jerusalem kicking it. And I don't think, unless she changes it around, she has a chance to still be there. But she gotta fix it and change it around. Oh yeah, this is systematic. Take man out the equation, society crumbles. They already trying to make men weak as it is. They trying to make all y'all some soy boys. And yeah, it's not gonna happen. No son of man now, Christians. It's now son of dude. The dude divides. The dude divides. Yeah, professional BS salesperson philosophy versus reality. Yeah, that's all it is. You want DW Plus? Isn't it like $9 a month or something? Your parents got it. They got you if you just ask for it. You said not on our wash. That was actually kind of funny. That was actually kind of funny. Hold on, let me pick a Melissa Doherty video. She says she's talking about harmful teachings in the Christian church with Ruslan. Are you actually with Ruslan, or are you reacting to one of his videos? Yo, hold on, I gotta pull this up. Did they actually collab together?
From your vantage point, it sounds like...
Oh, they actually did. They did collab together. Oh, I gotta watch this. Okay. This shouldn't be a bad one. Ruslan usually plays in the middle, but I like her content, so it should technically be good. It should technically still be good.
Now, from your vantage point, it sounds like you're born again. It sounds like you're saved. It sounds like you have new desires. You desire scripture. You desire God. You're everything is new. However, it sounds like taking some of these things from the Christian Science, which I love how you said is neither Christian nor science, and infusing it into this Jesus, this historical Jesus, kind of sent you down a bit of a wonky road, if you will. And but what was the door out sounds like it was just like healthy apologetics and a good framework for how to
and reading the
scriptures.
Bible. I believed that God was fixing the mistakes in the Bible by giving us these spiritual teachers. And it wasn't Christian Science per se. That was my family's background.
You got to say that one more time, because that's a gem that many people miss when we're thinking about this. Say that one more time. You said that God gave us speakers to fix the mistakes in the Bible?
Yes, and here's the thing, and we'll get into this, I'm sure, but this is what really grinds my gears about the whole touch not my anointed people, like the prophets. Like there's a line to cross with that. If you believe that you can get a direct word from God, a direct word, either from yourself or by somebody else that seems to be gifted in that, and you're looking for some sort of confirmation for something that you're going through in your life. And you are purposely looking for signs. You're purposely looking for people to talk to you about this situation, whatever it may be in your life. Why would I have need to go read the dusty book on my shelf for answers if I can hear from God directly? So it's so easy to be able to substitute those things for legitimate Bible reading. And I was obsessed. I would say that I was addicted to the supernatural. I felt like my experience was way more palatable than reading the Bible. Why would I need to read that? You know, I feel like maybe there's some spiritual truths in this. And this is very similar, by the way, to what a progressive Christian would believe. But yeah, I believed that. I believed that there were limits to the Bible, and these people that they were super spiritual and had this one-way line to God, the red phone to God, if you will. They were the ones that they could really speak into this moment right here and right now.
Hearing Melissa's story showed me how much.
Okay, because he really, that was the intro, because he really just started in the middle of that conversation. I'm glad that went for a minute, because she did used to practice New Age spirituality. She doesn't anymore, which is good, you know, but I'm glad that we let that play for just a second, because I was about to be like, yo, girl, what are you talking about? You said, what is the Tucker Carlson video called? Nikki shared that with me. I'll look it back up after this. I think it was just called, actually, it wasn't his video. It's from another account. I'll look it back up when we're done with this. I'll let you know. But, yeah, this...
New Age teaching could be a slippery slope. It got me thinking, what are the telltale signs that my church, or maybe your church, could be influenced by some of this teaching? Who are some predominant Christian thought leaders that may be consciously or subconsciously allowing this influence to seep into what they're presenting in a Sunday morning church service? So what Melissa and I are going...
I don't know what y'all was talking about to get to this, but he said opera definitely recognizes roles. So bass and baritone usually play the bad guy. Bass and baritone, that's the deeper voices. They usually play the bad guy. Tenors are usually the hero. Soprano is the damsel in distress. And messa is either elderly woman or bad girl. That is an interesting way to view the different voices within an opera. Yeah, he meant roles. I knew what he was talking about, though.
To unpack next may shock you in terms of what teachings and voices you may need to look out for. Give me some examples of what you would consider a New Age teaching that has crept into certain circles, and we can get as specific as you want to.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually really define what is the New Age, because it is like pinning down a cloud. And it's an umbrella term, first of all. It's an umbrella term for Gnosticism, paganism, pantheism, Buddhism, Hinduism, reincarnation, psychic mediums, tarot card readers, universal energies, and much more. And the things that I practiced in the New Age, and I, again, didn't realize this wasn't New Age. I thought this was things that like Jesus did. These were the deeper metaphysical teachings that I believed that Jesus taught. We're having a spirit guide, trances, crystals, manifesting, visualizing, meditation, which is different than biblical meditation, by the way, auras, which is like seeing a glow around people, which is something my mother actually experienced, power objects, clairvoyance, and clairaudience, which are just fancy words for like developed psychic abilities, extrasensory perception, hearing voices, things like that, contacting angels, all these things. So you have this umbrella term, right? And my friend Stephen Bancars, he wrote a book called The Second Coming of the New Age, and this is how he describes it. Quote, "The New Age is a collection of beliefs and practices aimed at bringing enlightenment. The goal is to elevate our spiritual condition to a level of self-divinity. This movement teaches that we don't become divine, but that we already are divine. The enlightenment that the New Age movement seeks to bring about is arrived at by leaving a state of self-ignorance and realizing that the inner self is ultimately God." So think of it like this. It's like a solid bar belief system, right? And this is why it's so hard to describe, because you can pick and choose from the worldviews that you agree with the most, and basically, in essence, create your own God. You can create your own belief system. And that really is the essence of what the New Age is and why it's so hard to define. Because I was a Christian, and I believe to this day I was born again. I was just very biblically illiterate. I was ignorant to it. And I think this is why, looking back, I can see these things in hindsight now that I'm where I'm at and sound the alarm for that. You know, I'm like, hey guys, this is how this happened to me. It's all the same though, because what it does is that it mixes truth with untruth. And it's the serpent's lie. It's the divinity of self. It's all about self. And this is where a lot of the self-help stuff comes in. This is where a lot of the I have power, you have the power can come in. And to be specific, I'm going to name some names here, of modern New Age, straight out, just flat out New Age teachers. And then maybe some overlap of even some pastors that people might know that teach what they teach and are actually friends with a lot of these New Age teachers. First is Deepak Chopra. He's a really well known in New Age, especially with his meditations. He's really good friends with Oprah. I mentioned her before. Eckhart Tolle, which was somebody that I was really into. Marianne Williamson, Wayne Dyer, Rhonda Byrne, who is the author of The Secret, which took our country by storm years ago with the law. Yeah, that was huge. I thought that was just, wow. Those were things that I was taught growing up. So the fact that this was a mainline cultural thing at that point, I thought was a good thing. Little did I know. And somebody else that I always like to name is Richard Rohr. Richard Rohr is actually out here where I am. He teaches at the Center for Action and Contemplation here in Albuquerque. And he's a well-known progressive pastor, Franciscan priest, to be clear. He quotes the Bible, talks about Jesus, even wrote a book called The Universal Christ. And so he's definitely progressive. And I would ask also, everybody pray for these people. I think it's really important to understand that these are still people and they still need our prayers. You know, it's not like we're on here trying to, you know, pin them in a corner and grab our pitchforks and our, you know, torches. No, I mean, yeah, pray for them. These are people that have feelings and they need the gospel. Basically, that's how I kind of want to describe the New Age, what it is, right?
Yeah. So is it can we put a little God theology in there? I didn't hear you mention that.
Yes.
Little God theology.
Here's the thing. So you have the New Age, right, that I just described. Right. Here's the problem with the word of faith stuff. It has a history that goes back to Pentecostalism, like the early revivals of Pentecostalism, right? And there's this huge debate over I find it fascinating because I like looking into the history of this stuff. But if you're going to look into the Word of Faith movement, there's controversy over if it goes back to the mind science cults in the 1800s, in the Age of Enlightenment, because of the similarities of the New Age mind science cults. And one of the things that came out of that, Kenneth Copeland teaches this, Hagen teaches this, and taught this, and these were the fathers of the Word of Faith movement. Benny Hinn. The little God teaching comes from the Word of Faith movement that stemmed from early Pentecostalism. And
so you mentioned the priest. That's who she mentioned, Richard Rohr. But they allowed Richard Rohr to remain as a priest. She said these were progressive Christians too that follow this, so it's messed up. Jorge said Jorge was just listening to a bunch of operas, because I noticed it off on the side. Carmen, the only reason I know Carmen, show my age, Hey Arnold did an episode where they did Carmen. And then, like, when I was young, they tried to do the hip-hop version with Beyonce, but that was whack. Like, if we're going to make a different version of Carmen, Hey Arnold was great. I love that version. That's what got me into, like, wanting to see opera as a kid. But then when you actually see what it is, it's like, oh, man, it's nothing like this cartoon version. You've seen some Hey Arnold? That means you've seen some great cartoons.
And the part of the reason why this started happening, no surprise, is they started thinking they got direct revelation from God. And all of a sudden, there was this teaching saying, yes, we are little God. So what God is, human beings have to be as well, because we can do the same things that God can do. Do you see how messed up that is?
Yep.
And you can see this today. No, I don't think there's going to be a lot of pastors, and this is why you have to read their stuff. And this is what I do. This is why I do this in ministry. There's not going to be a lot of pastors nowadays that say, hey, we're little gods. But this teaching that we can do what Jesus did, literally, more than what he did, rather.
What did you say? You said they could last 5 to 6 hours? Yo, those people's voices, I know, got wrecked. I didn't know they went for that long.
Is still taught actively in so many churches today. And even the word faith, right? So you and I have a definition of what we understand faith to be. In this movement, and a lot of it, I'm just going to be honest, is in Word of Faith churches, but the hyper-charismatic churches. And I'm just going to throw one out there, Bethel, Bill Johnson, they're very big about this. And
3 days?
And teach, and I'm talking about...
She even got quiet for a minute. She's like... I think the timing of the clip and me saying that was wild. Their voices had to have been destroyed.
The leaders, because I think that's very specific to point out that the leadership is different than the lay people.
Sure.
And I'm not calling anybody's salvation into question at all. It's about the leadership, really, and what they teach. But they follow this line of thinking that what Jesus did, we can do. We can calm the weather. We can heal at will. And we have the power to manifest based on what we think and say. That's important, because what you say has power and it can make things happen. And the reason why is because God had that speaking faith power to create. So we have that same power. It's messed up. And really, this is why it's a debate and a controversy, because that ideal is way more New Age in origin than biblical.
All right, have a good night, Tyree. Thank you for pulling up like you always do. I truly appreciate it. You have a wonderful night, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And if you do have service or Bible study tomorrow, I hope you have a good church service or Bible study as well.
Cool.
Oh, that was actually the end of the video. All right, that was actually great timing. You left as soon as the video was over. That was a weird way to end it, though. It was just like black screen all at the end. That was kind of crazy. All right, I got another video for us to watch. Yeah, that would have to be too demanding on the ear as well, because after a while, even when I'm in the mood to listen to music, even on like long road trips, after a while, I gotta cut it off, because I just don't want to hear no music no more. So that has to be draining on the ear, and that has to be damaging on the vocal cords. I couldn't even imagine. All right, Just a Girl, thank you as well for coming through. You have a wonderful night as well. You have a wonderful Wednesday, and same thing, you know, if you have Bible study or church service tomorrow, then I hope you also have a good church service or Bible study for Wednesday. All right, so next video, because I went through all of y'all videos now, so I'm about to go through the stuff that I had picked. This one is from Ella Maulding. I've actually reacted to one or two of her videos before, and then she just hadn't posted anything in a long time. Speaking of, maybe this is the first video since the last one I reacted to. Yeah, pretty much. There's only one more that I missed, and she went to a DC reparations march 2 months ago, and I missed that one. But yeah, she hasn't really posted anything in a while. She's not very consistent. But this one is called To Hell with Child Sacrifice, and it's from the DC Women's March, which I believe was the one from last weekend, I believe. Because I think I did a Church Sunday episode, not this past Church Sunday, but the one before it. They had a women's march, because the day before that, they had a pro-life march, which was beautiful, and it was wonderful. And then the very next day, it was like this crap. But Let's go ahead and get into it. See how crazy these people are.
Somebody be able to choose to kill a baby, to kill a baby. What if the baby is going to be transgender or gay, but you killed it? Would you say that's homophobic?
Because they were transgender or gay? Yes.
What?
Are you supporting our cause? Is that why you're here?
No. We think that people who have abortion should be jailed. What's up, y'all? It's Ella, and I'm here today at the Women's March.
Her audio's only coming out of like one ear on my headset, so if it sounds funny to y'all, it's her video. It's not mine. It's not mine. You say you hate abortion? Yeah, we all do. Everybody in this chat do. Like I said, you being raised right. You being raised right. Is Ella a kid? Ella's a college student, so not a kid.
March in Washington, D.C. It's not even comparable to the March for Life 2 days ago. We're going to be talking to people out here. Let's go. What are y'all doing out here today? What brought you out to the Women's March?
Supporting my own rights. Really just want to make sure that...
Did y'all see that crazy thing she had up? It says, don't like abortions, ignore them. Like the 407,000 children in foster care. This girl sound crazy. Ain't nobody ignoring them kids. What's wrong with you? Then says, no uterus, no opinion? All right, well, you got a woman right here that's about to give you an opinion, and you probably going to be stuck in NPC mode.
That everyone has the right to choose what they want to do to their body, and that our country doesn't take that away. As per usual, having to...
Hold on, they should have showed this more. This whole sign looks crazy. It says give women, girls, and they, them. And it says some other crazy stuff on there too. And then it has another say you're pro-life until the baby is poor, black, transgender. What are you talking about? You sound insane.
To their body, and that our country doesn't take that away.
As per usual, having to defend women's rights, reproductive rights. As you all know, Roe v. Wade.
Why you got a diaper on your face?
And we're here to fight. What are you doing out here today?
Again, marching for women's rights, women's autonomy, and the right to folks to own and control their own bodies.
Okay, but would you say a living fetus in the womb is a body?
Go away, goodbye.
A lot of Democrat politicians.
Why did they never want to answer the question? And she was very respectful too. She was like, do you think? That's crazy. Everyone has the right to choose what they want to do with their bodies except the baby. They won't call it a baby though. They'll be like, oh, it's a clump of cells. It's a clump of cells. It's a baby. And they refuse
to pass
that.
Laws in really big cities like D.C. about up until birth abortion, so allowing abortion all the way up until birth or even sometimes after birth. What do you think about that?
Whatever is the safest option, according to the professionals, I would say that it's their call. Don't take that right away.
Because we live in a democracy, we're able to advocate for the things that we believe in, and there, of course, should be adjustments to every single legislation piece. Nothing is perfect, but I think this is a good start of getting what we want.
Okay, so...
You can't reason with demons? Facts. Facts. You really can't. You really can't. He said, I'm a clump of cells, and then I'm a bigger clump of cells than you. That's what Kristen says whenever they be saying dumb stuff at her panels. They be like, that's just a clump of cells. And Kristen would be like, I'm a clump of cells. You're a clump of cells. That doesn't change the fact that that's still a baby. And then they get madder when she says that. It really is. Yeah, it's inevitable with their mindset. They want, this what don't make sense. They want everybody to be same-sex relationships, which means you can't reproduce. So I don't even know how the population will go on if we can't reproduce. And then outside of that, when they do want to sleep with everybody else, they want to abort it. They don't want to keep the baby. They're crazy, man. They're gonna straight up destroy this world. They're gonna straight up destroy this world. You had to argue with ninth graders about this. Here's the thing, they don't know no better because they're being indoctrinated right now. They're being indoctrinated. See, you're lucky that the age that you are, and you know what we know as adults, right? Adults on the right side of the fence. So you're in a good position. Most kids coming up in public school and stuff, they gonna get indoctrinated. And that's more than likely why your parents are probably homeschooling you. Because that's honestly why I would homeschool my kids. My kid's not getting indoctrinated. Yeah, they really do need to stop saying that because they don't advocate for the marginalized at all. Like, if anything, when they be throwing out terms like racist and Hitler and Nazi. That's exactly what they are. They're crazy. They're crazy. You said, why are we lucky we see the end? We is about to see the end. We all about to be chilling with each other. We about to be in heaven together. We gonna be chilling.
June, what was your immediate reaction?
Outrage. I mean, as you can see from the sign, this has never been about babies. This has always been about denying women's rights, keeping women effectively enslaved.
When do you believe life begins?
Huh? What?
So that's actually not important.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved. Why not?
I do not believe that life begins with conception. I believe that an embryo is not a baby.
So when do you think it does begin?
After a few weeks.
Because I think that is a leading question. I think that is effectively trying to act as though, because when does life begin? Sure, life begins. I mean, again, this is
at conception?
No.
Wrong.
She couldn't say it. She was like, yeah, because life begins. She didn't want to say it. That's wild. Also, the whole keeping women enslaved. I'm not enslaved, and she's not either, so I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about at all.
That is no. So when do you think it begins? Whenever they come out of the womb?
See, again, this is a leading question that is part of the pro-life argument that I am fighting against.
Well, we're just trying to justify that baby in the womb is not the woman's body, and it's actually an entire separate body, and that killing that child would be considered homicide. Like when a pregnant woman is murdered, it's considered a double homicide by the police.
I find it really, really interesting that that's your point. So that is inherently anti-woman, so you're effectively anti-woman by arguing that. So I'm kind of disappointed that I actually answered any of your questions.
All right.
What? Are you supporting?
What? What is she talking about? She just told you if a pregnant woman dies, they call it a double homicide. And she was like, nah, you're anti-woman. She's literally telling you what the police classify it as. What are we talking about right now? What are we talking about? Plus, the left are racist. Why would you put abortion clinics in black neighborhoods if it isn't systematic? Because it is systematic. That's why they made it. Remember one of my videos? I put the memo from Planned Parenthood. I put it in one of my videos and I read it out to you guys. I don't remember what video. I do too many. But I do remember putting it in one of my videos. It says we're lucky, aka blessed, because we get to hang out with Jesus and the rest of eternity. So my heart breaks for these folks and pray they'll make it too. They do what they're supposed to do, they'll make it. They'll make it. Planned Parenthood founder is a racist. Facts. They don't even understand her questions. It blows their minds. They can't receive it. I know, I was like them for 54 years. Yeah, once you indoctrinated, it's hard. It's hard.
Our cause? Is that why you're here?
No. We think that people who have abortions should be jailed.
Oh, wow.
They do have a protest for that on Friday if you wanted to come, but we actually already went 2 days ago. We're coming to stay strong on our values and be unapologetic. We don't think babies should be killed.
Why even come over there then? Why even come over there? You guys had your own march yesterday. You should have been here for that. It was actually 2 days ago, so we was here for that, and I'm here for this. Like, we don't want babies to be killed. Well, brain died. It's like, yo, what's wrong with you?
No one is fucking with you. Come down here and want to fuck with everyone. Fuck off.
Nobody's messing with y'all. What is you crazy? You sound crazy. And she broke out cussing and stuff.
No, don't do that. She just got assaulted.
I think it's borderline child abuse to have kids out here and then shove pictures of aborted babies in their faces.
Wouldn't it be crazy to bring children out here whenever you're marching for killing babies?
You will burn in hell next to the Catholics. You will burn in hell.
They're saying repent and keep your legs closed, whores. What do you think about that?
It's fucking disgusting. I'm 16 and my mom's got me into this like to pro-choice. Like,
you're 16 and cussing? Why are you cussing on camera? I'm not saying like I'm not better than you. Like, I cussed at 16, but not in front of like strangers I didn't know with a microphone in my face. Like, especially with my mama. Like, it's crazy. As much as I cussed, I never cussed around my mama, so she never even knew Even to when I was like stopped cursing, she never knew I stopped cursing because I never cursed.
It's our body.
It's kind of
our choice.
crazy.
It shouldn't be like a man's choice. Okay, for what we should do.
You're a man. Why are you telling women what to do with their bodies?
I'm not here for women's rights. I'm not here to tell people what to do with their bodies.
You're saying you want abortion legalized?
Yeah, because that's a woman's right.
That's a baby's body, not a woman's body. Does it take a man and woman to make a baby though?
No. Fuck no.
Bruh.
So only a woman?
Yeah, if a woman is the one to have the baby,
but the sperm has to.
Hold on. She sounded mad confused. What is she saying? Also, what does this say? Oh, this the pro-life. This is a crazy sign.
No, fuck no.
Bruh.
So only a woman.
Yeah, if a woman is the one to have the baby,
but the sperm has to enter the egg, right?
Yeah.
So what if men and women stopped having premarital sex? Do you think that would help out?
No.
You don't think that would do anything? Why?
I don't know.
We're not marching for killing babies.
What do you mean you don't know? You don't think anything would change if men and women stopped having premarital sex and only had sex when married with the one person they're married to? A lot of this would drop off. What are we talking about?
We're not marching for killing babies. Actually, we're marching for reproductive rights and the right to health care and the right to autonomy over one's body.
It's health care to kill a baby in your womb?
Tell me about the laws that are enacted to help those women and those babies once they're out of the womb.
So if a baby's going to go into foster care, does that just mean you're going to kill them?
Abortion bans have got to go! Hey! Ho, ho!
Again, with your sign, you're pro-life until the baby. Let's say...
Look at this crazy sign. They finally showed the whole sign. It says, "Stop anti-trans bills." What does that have to do with abortion? That has to... If you're trans, that's not an anti-trans bill. What is... Alright. It says, "Give women, girls, and they, them back the right to choose." You can take they, them out the equation. It's really just women and girls. But there's so much wrong with this sign. And then it says, "You're pro-life until the baby is poor, black, transgender, gay, and immigrant, disabled, sick." And it says something else after sick. I can't really read it though. This sign is all the way confused and wrong on like every level. She just made a sign. She was like, "I'm just gonna go down here and however I feel is gonna be on this sign." Cause like
transgender or gay. What if the baby is gonna be transgender or gay, but you killed it? Would you say that's homophobic?
Because they were transgender or gay, yes.
Well, if the baby's born with the genes, because don't y'all think that you're born gay, or like that's not like a learned thing?
I don't know if a baby is born gay or if it is a choice. I don't really have a...
but she's using y'all logic against y'all. Because y'all the main ones talking about the baby can choose its gender in the womb. That's the talking point now, which is really stupid, if you ask me.
Say on that, if someone is saying that, "Oh, I need to abort this baby because they are not going to be straight," then that is homophobic.
Nobody would say that.
Ma'am, can you tell me what you're doing here today?
Stupid media, so I'll speak to them.
Okay.
There are tons of cells when...
Wow, she just said, that lady was like, "They stupid media. We're not gonna change them." You said, hold on. You said nothing is going to change. If you believe that, then sorry for you. It's already done too much evil. So your mindset is kind of like, your mindset kind of thinks, I'm with you to a certain degree. Just because I know Revelation has to kick off at some point, so the world has to keep going down. However, for the small pieces of change that we have seen ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned, so my Church Sunday episode, not this past week, but the week prior, there's an article about Texas where there was a 99% drop in abortions ever since it got overturned, and the only 3 that they had to do was for medical exemptions. But it was a 99% drop, so that's a good thing. That's what we want from our side. Ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, is everything going to revert to that point? I personally don't believe so, because I know everything is going to have to crumble and go down as far as possible so we can start hitting the end, everything that happens for the end times, pretty much. So the West is already falling. At some point, the East is gonna have to fall too, but the East ain't there yet. It's really just mostly the West.
And you're in the womb, and they're up until a certain point.
From the moment of fertilization, you have your own set of DNA. From the moment of fertilization and conception, the baby has its own set of DNA. What eye color it's going to be, all of these things are already planned
That's
out.
what's up, Nikki. That's what's up.
Being already.
Sure, it might have the potential to be a human living being eventually.
Yeah, I think that the conversation about being pro-life and pro-choice has become such a black and white issue and a policy issue. It's about women's rights and it's about the choice, and that's what it boils down to.
But the question is, should a woman really be able to choose whether or not to kill a baby?
Should somebody be able to choose?
To kill a baby, to kill a baby. Should someone be able to run over and shoot people on the street? No, murder is illegal. Okay, well, why is it considered a double homicide when a pregnant woman's shot?
Because she
Because it's
chose
two people.
to have it.
Because it's
That's law.
a pregnant.
What? Because she chose to have it. It's like, huh? What?
Woman, she hasn't had the baby yet. It's still just a clump of cells.
So let's say I'm pregnant, I get shot, both me and the baby die, right? I didn't choose for my baby to die, right? Like, someone took that choice from me. Someone took that choice from me.
Huh? She confused too. It's like somebody took that choice from me. It's like to murder your baby. I don't think you wanted that to happen.
For example, I got pregnant and then I decided to abort my baby. That was my choice. That's the difference.
Is this nigga serious?
That has
Oh, why did they use that sound clip?
If a pregnant woman is shot and the baby and her are
wait a
killed,
minute.
that is considered a double homicide. Two people were killed. People. Baby, mom.
Baby mama.
Baby mama.
Because the choice was taken away.
I'd hope not. I hope she didn't choose to be killed. Either does the baby. Have you ever seen an ultrasound of an abortion? The baby is rubbing up against the uterus. They don't even let the mom who has the abortion see the ultrasound because they wouldn't go through with the abortion because the baby is rubbing up.
You can.
No, you can't.
Baby, don't cry.
You're not gonna die.
You're not gonna die.
Abortion will.
Abortion is murder, and it's time to act like it. We need to stand up for preborn babies.
That was and to think this was literally 2 days after the pro-life march. The pro-life march was peaceful. It was beautiful. We talked about it in my third episode for Church Sundays. It was beautiful, and then 2 days later, this. They had to end the weekend out with a bang, I guess. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on, somebody came in here from Facebook. Wait a minute. PolitiFact says the guest in this segment is Kathy Arayu, a journalist who appeared regularly on Carlson's show in 2018 as what the show called the Liberal Sherpa. In 2020, hold on. It says RU filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment against Carlson and others at Fox News, and a judge dismissed it. And this is from PolitiFact on Facebook. So everybody on YouTube, y'all can't see this, but I can see this because I'm streaming in 2 places right now. Also, PolitiFact, welcome. I've never seen you in the chat box before. This is old. This is like a story. This says from September 9th, 2021. PolitiFact, if you're still here, why do you want me to review this? And it's like over this. It's 2023 now. It's almost 2 years old. If you're still in here, PolitiFact. I don't mind it. I just want to know why you want me to look at something like super old. You said the demons came out of the woodworks? For that march, yeah, they really did. And then these same people will be protesting killed bird eggs and animal rights. Somebody did try to make that correlation on Twitter with Bryson Gray, which was crazy. They were just like, they were like, how dare you talk about these things when you are a murderer yourself? You've murdered this. And they had a picture of him eating a chicken sandwich, and he thought it was a joke. And he looked at their page, and it was like one of those vegan pages that's against people like killing animals and stuff. And it was like bro, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping super hard. All right, I don't think PolitiFact. I'm just gonna go to the next video until PolitiFact comes back, cause that was a random thing to toss in my comment section, and you're not saying anything else after that. Caleb, you said you're still new to technology and commenting, so you're still learning how. That's cool, man. It's not a big deal. All right, so next video we got is from Jubilee, and it says, if white men were 100% honest. So, for all my white men in the chat, you need to let me know how accurate this video about to be.
We brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and created a space for them to be completely honest. What will be revealed when they take the mask off?
Facts. It says in the Bible we can eat animals.
Everyone is racist, including me.
I'm not. All right, just so we can know, because they did this the worst way possible. Red means you agree. I know we are conditioned to think red means negative. Red means they agree. But it says everyone is racist, including me. 3 of them think everybody is racist and including themselves.
Like, nobody wants to think of themselves as racist, and I don't think that I'm racist in the way that I think we think about racism, but I think I took the question as these like inherent biases that everybody has, and I think most of the time, most people are not aware of this.
It's weird. I think there's like this new generational divide of like, you are a racist or you said a racist thing. And I don't know where the line is. You might say something a little racist or something you don't see as racist, someone calls you out and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, apologize. And if you argue that point against them, then I would say you're a racist. But if you understand, you come to understanding, you learn, everyone should be able to forgive that person and be like, no, you made a mistake. People make mistakes. I don't know, I feel like it's a binary now.
I think a really important thing that kind of is tough with cancel culture right now is that road to redemption. And so after you've said something wrong, how do you make yourself right again in the public sphere? At least personally, I feel like I don't see that a lot with cancel culture, is if someone makes amends, there's now an acceptance like, hey, you did something wrong, but you're okay now, or at least better.
I think social media kind of incentivizes against redemption, and I feel like it's just outrage, and I do think people do like the rush of anger. I don't think people really believe in redemption anymore.
I guess just disagree with the idea of racism as a binary. It kind of goes back to that like really old meme where like Skipper says like, we did it, Mrs. Obama, racism is over. The idea of a redemption is just like, all right, they've fixed their racism, in the sense that like, I think the redemption that our society is calling for is impossible. It's almost like you need to like write a check every time you make a racism, and like that will absolve you of your thing, where I think like what we should be doing is like the idea of growth towards a better understanding.
I have struggled with my sexuality.
Man, most of them are gonna say yes.
I felt an attraction to men really young, and I didn't connect to gay culture at all. And I was like, I'm either straight or gay. It can't be another one. So I very consciously put myself in the closet, and I didn't feel confidence to like be my own person, obviously in high school. And slowly but surely, I started to come out to more people and talk about my experience and stuff. But people come out of the closet, that's one thing. That's the second step. The first step is like really kind of like acknowledging it and like loving yourself. And that was the hardest part for me. And I'm pretty good now. I'm happy and bi.
Now very comfortable with my sexuality, and I know it's a spectrum, but I think I'm the most part straight. I struggled with depression for a long time, and I think one of the side effects of that for me was I fell into an eating disorder, and I got really skinny, and because I was struggling with an eating disorder, it made me, for some reason, question my sexuality. And I understand how messed up that is now. I started to ask myself, why did you associate that one with the other? And I think it was because it's just not largely talked about with straight men that we can still struggle with mental health and eating disorders. I have a very core memory.
All right, so you said racist is a word that has lost its meaning when you get called racist just because you don't align with their ideologies. Yeah, now it is. It definitely lost its meaning now at this point in time. It says, ask them, everyone is a sinner. I don't think that was one of the questions,
Somebody
though.
might say of me walking in to my house after the first day of first grade, and I'm just like, hey mom, I think I have a crush on my friend. And my mom kind of laughed, and she's like, oh, boys don't have crushes on boys. And I was like, cool, got it, awesome. Just put that in the back of my mind. And I'm still working with like the idea that if I have a crush on a man, that's not inherently disgusting.
Do I think some churches take Black History Month too far? Churches? I've never been in a church that like even spoke about Black history, but then again, I didn't really become Christian till like last year, and it wasn't during Black History Month. So I don't know. The church I go to now, I have no clue what they do during Black History. And then the few I went to growing up were like prosperity churches. So if anything, they did what they always do, which is ask you to pass that collection plate around 50 billion times. That's about it. So I'm not too sure. See, if you was gonna ask me about schools, I have a question. I have an answer for that, but I don't really know about churches.
Because what's more disgusting than a man wanting you? Like you said, like connecting to the gay community, unless you fit like it seems the tiniest of boxes, is really hard. And even now, like I went out last night and I had somebody that I kind of like caught my eye, but I had no idea how to approach that. It's like everybody else got like a manual and like 17 easy steps to not have social anxiety when in the club. And I'm just like, I guess I was sick that day. I didn't get that class. I didn't sign up for it on LinkedIn. Just, sorry, I'm using humor to cover it up.
No, I went up to a guy and said, you're so handsome. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like I'm an old woman. You know, they're like, you're so handsome.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, obviously don't say that, but it's like, okay, but then what do you say? Yeah. Because like, do I not think that he's handsome? I don't know.
Yeah.
She said one church is giving a Black resistance is having a Black resistance program. What does that mean? A Black resistance program? Nobody was talking to you. And it says we all struggle with you're talking to Tech Boy.
Have you ever been confused by consent before?
I'm pretty sure most of them are gonna agree, especially nowadays where consent got way more confusing than it needs to be honest with you.
There have been instances where, you know, in terms of friends, relationships, whatever, I can go too far because I misinterpreted consent, and just because people seem comfortable with something, you kind of go along with it.
Yeah, I think the reason I said yes was just thinking very specifically about situations where both of us have been really drunk or something like that, where it's like, it's not one person's sober and the other person's drunk and the drunk person's saying yes, but if you're both drunk and both consenting and into it in the moment, and then the next day, like I've had like neither of us really consented. Is anybody in the wrong here? You know, and so that's kind of what I thought of when I heard I've been confused about consent. It's not as much in the moment, but after the fact in that scenario.
Jack, that situation is pretty scary because you interpret it one way, and if someone was hurt and you didn't mean to do that, and you didn't take the precautions for that, you're still at fault, and that sucks. And I'm not saying that's your situation.
Yeah,
that's like That's the kind of world we live in, where we can really get in trouble sometimes, even when we don't mean to hurt others, and it sucks.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing about consent is it's not always just like this guy being like, oh, come on, like, you know, there's such a finer line. There's so many gray areas that it's really important to have those conversations because, yeah, there can be so many different scenarios that are still non-consensual, so.
Women have more power than me.
I swear it's gonna be that one person that agrees to this. They should be disagreeing, but somebody's gonna agree.
Yeah, I definitely don't think women
have. I was not expecting all of them to disagree.
More power, and I think some people might think that just because you're seeing a growing relative power that, you know, some men might not be used to. Now that women are kind of getting closer to being equal to some people that might feel like they're getting more power and they might be more powerful. And so I can understand why someone might, you know, perceive that as relative, but absolutely I don't agree that like women have more power. I think we're getting closer to equality at this point where it's a work in progress.
I don't know. It's like a yes and no question. I was harassed by a superior who was a woman at a previous job, like repeatedly harassed. I reported it to my boss, who was a white male, and he just laughed it off and said, you know, toughen up, Buttercup. When
That's
women
crazy.
are harassed, I think if I was a woman and I reported harassment, especially right now with Me Too and everything, CEO would see a huge red flag, a huge possible controversy, and like, I know there's definitely, you know, ways when that isn't true, but for me it was just like, we don't care. You're a man, toughen up. I don't give a shit. Like, she's a woman. She can't harass you. And
You know, it's crazy that that's how it really is, though. That's how it really is when harassment should be seen equal on both sides because nobody wants to get harassed. And they really do be playing it off like a joke when it comes down to men in these situations. Just like when men get arped, they be like, oh yeah, a man can't get arped. Yeah, they definitely can, and it happens. And they just be like, they always try to pin it off as a joke when things happen to men, which is crazy.
And
you don't think any of them are being honest? No, he broke out crying.
And I was really scared, and like, if I didn't have some, you know, good women in my life, and
You don't think any of them are being honest though? I think some of them have to be being honest. I don't think all 7 are lying. If they are, that's kind of wild. I don't think all 7 are lying.
some good people, I wouldn't have taken action.
Nope.
I would have just toughened up, and I would have let it kill me inside.
KF was like, I don't believe none of this. Stay capping. Get them out of here. I will say this. When a camera is in front of your face, people will lie and be a little dishonest. That's why they do it like this, though. They try to do the shadows so nobody can know who you are, and they distort your voice or whatever. That's why I said I don't think everybody lying, though. I'm pretty sure there's some people in here being 100% honest. And there probably is some people capping because you on TV. It is what it is.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I've had fantasy.
You said they're feeding off the other's drama because they don't talk like this to each other. I mean, some men do talk like this when they're just that comfortable and you have like that raw conversation. I witnessed it before. It don't happen a lot. This is like if you see something like this and you happen to just be a present witness of like 2 or 3 guys having an honest back and forth, it is extremely rare. This is like a once every couple of years type thing. It's very, very rare to happen. And so they do sound comfortable. This could be like they've never had a chance to speak like this, and they'd be like, yo, I can get this out with some strangers, and I don't have to worry about what my family and friends think. It could be this as well. You said I want to know how men talk to each other when no women are around. because I hung around a bunch of guys, I've happened to just be allowed to be present in those like few moments because most of the people I hung with were guys. And if you just happen to randomly be around when that conversation pops off, you just randomly there. All you gotta know, you just gotta shut up and be quiet. What you say don't matter at all. You can't say nothing. Just let them get everything off with each other. And then when they done, and they be like, man, that was therapeutic, man. I appreciate that. And they dap each other up, and then they go back to being normal. That's when you can just like start talking, or if you like sit on the other side of the room or something, come back to the group. It's very interesting to watch, but like in a good way.
Oh, okay. So I said yes because like I can't think of a specific time.
Yeah, I would
like,
assume it's similar. Yeah.
I believe I have at one point. It's more like role playing under very strict guidelines and with the understanding that my partner will stop if I ever get too uncomfortable. In terms of like fantasizing about actually doing the very illegal and immoral act, no. But I think, you know, like role playing or even like the fiction you read or even like to a certain extent, as long as it's ethically made, porn, like it's exploring that healthily, I think is valid. And it's something.
This is crazy. Have I had ARP fantasies? That's wild. But see, this is the issue with watching. I don't even know if I can say the word on YouTube anymore. This is the issue with watching prawn. We're gonna call it prawn, which y'all know what I'm talking about. Once you start hitting that rabbit hole of videos, they always start out so innocent. It'd be like the most basic of people doing things with each other. And if you watch enough, you go down that rabbit hole far enough, it's just like, oh man, I can't get off to this anymore. So you keep going to crazier and crazier things until at some point, my man, he the only one that admitted that he's came around to the ARP fantasies. And it's like, I think he's being honest. I think the other guys, the other 6, gotta be lying. Because if they watch porn, they done definitely seen a video before. They done definitely jumped down the rabbit hole. Even if they've only seen one and maybe they didn't like it, they've definitely seen a video before. Just shellfish. Because I don't know, there's things I can't say no more, so we gonna call it prawn instead of, you know.
That I think I have done in the past.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I explore it in porn, but like personally, no. Like it freaks me out too much. You know, I do have like this kind of feel of wanting to be dominated by a man, you know, or a woman. That's more in porn than like in real life. I feel like I'd be freaked out in real life if that happened. But
so in this situation where you're doing this, like with your partner that you stated, are you the person that is receiving this idea of?
You're saying, am I playing the role of the assailant or the victim?
Yeah, are you?
The role I am playing would be that of the assailant.
Of the assailant.
Okay. And my partner would be the victim. Due to like social anxiety and like just a lot of things that keep me like a more like docile and submissive person, I like exploring a more dominant side via power dynamics in a safe environment, obviously.
When you're assaulted, like sexually assaulted, you don't have a choice in the matter, but when you are role playing it, you can say, you know, like a safe word, and that you have the control. But when it's that control's robbed from you, it messes with you. I think that's the distinction with the role play.
I feel like we kind of have a misunderstanding here. I at least think that it's really insensitive, at least, to be doing these role plays because you will never be able to feel what these people feel, and like it kind of it's off shifting to know that that's something desired. You know.
I understand that, and like I said, it is something like obvious. I've never experienced it, and so my fantasy kind of might come from like a position of privilege, and I think that's why I'd like to explore it in a healthy way to figure out like why exactly I feel that way. Yeah. And I understand like from the outset, and even like as I explain it, it has the potential to sound like incredibly like jarring and shitty.
The way you're explaining it though, like that's why I'm asking you questions, because I can instantly assume that you're a person, but now that I see the way you spoke to me, and you know, you obviously have some feelings about it that you've thought to yourself over time. So like I just want to
I appreciate that.
And I think that the way we handled it is kind of a good way to communicate with others and understand issues.
Yeah, no, like I appreciate the way you ask the questions and stuff like that.
Thank you. I have been abused
Some of them are gonna come out and say they have been abused. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been. I just said yes.
I've been going through it. You go through it.
No, I think I've just.
You said, I want a woman who calls me to holiness, and I must also draw her to holiness. We're responsible for each other's salvation. That's true. That's true. You want somebody that's equally yoked as you.
Been abused
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
two ways, and abused is such a, again, like, can mean so many things. So I've been abused emotionally in a relationship, but not physically or sexually, but definitely emotionally. And then I've been abused as like an employee to an employer. Again, not sexually or physically, but just abused their power over me.
As I talked about, I got harassed by an older female employee, and working through it, it's always a process. I don't know.
My family, we've endured emotional, physical abuse from my father, and I'm sure a lot of people can, attest and say the same things. And he lives in a whole nother country now, so I don't really talk to him. And I need that guidance. When I'm going from 14 to 18 years old, that's like a really influential time. So it's really hard to have to deal with that on your own. The worst part was when I told him about some of the issues I had because I didn't have them because of the way he, hurt me. He kind of just said, yo, that's your fault. Like, you can't blame me for that and put it on me. I think this kind of ties into, I want to bring it in-house. Sometimes I feel like as a white man, I can't really talk about my problems because you're always been taught to suck it up. And I'm sure all of us have been told that multiple times in your life.
You said check your Twitter. I got you.
Buttercup, I heard over here one. So yeah, for you, I remember with your boss telling you that, that wasn't valid, and that's not fair.
I don't think just because you're a man or white,
Facts.
You can't be abused. I was told that growing up.
Facts. They do want to kill the nuclear family. They definitely want to do it. And I think, so this is what I believe. I believe when they first destroyed the nuclear family within the black community, right? When that first happened way back 60s, 70s, yada, yada, yada. I think that was a test. And I think because they saw how well that worked, they're now putting it out on everybody. So that's why they're trying to destroy men fully as like a whole now. The whole soy boy thing and all that crap. They're really trying to destroy the whole nuclear family. And now that you have all the pronouns and trans and all this other stuff, why do you think they keep pushing it the age even lower? So they'll be like toddlers know what gender they want to be. Babies know what gender they want to be. Babies can pick their gender in the womb now. And you're just like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy.
I think abuse kind of requires a power dynamic, and even all of us, we're white men. There's always somebody above us. There's a richer, whiter man, I guess. So what is exactly the top? Because there's always somebody, I think, above us to abuse us, and that's just not really talked about.
Really quickly, I just want to do one thing. There's going to be no talking. It's the last question I have, and you cannot elaborate on your...
Modern Tower of Babel. Facts. Facts. That's exactly what it is.
Your opinion, either way, is the era of white men is over.
Facts. Agree. Agree. They making y'all the worst human being right now. I'm surprised they all didn't hit red.
Really wanted to elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never seen one where they never let them elaborate. That's kind of crazy. That's super crazy. All right, let me kick my cat back out because he came in. He literally came in, sat for like 5 seconds, and now he just wants to fight because he wants to roam freely, and he know he can't do that. So you're about to get kicked back out. You tried to play me. You was screaming like, I just want to be with you. As soon as you got on my lap, you was like, psych, psych, I want to walk around. All right, my guy. It's been real. Nope, it's been real, buddy. I'll see you when I'm done. And then now I gotta go to Tech Boy's Twitter. You said you posted a meme. Let me pull that up real quick. Pull this up. Hold on, I just followed you. You know what? The easiest way? The notifications. The Tech Boy, that's why. Oh, you shared my live stream. That's what's up. What's up, Tech Boy? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's what you wanted me to see because you said you posted a meme. I don't see the meme. Oh, are you talking about from the... No, that's a retweet. That's not a meme either. Until you come back, I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here. You said Trunks. Trunks is bad, man. Remember when I ended early yesterday because he just kept screaming? I got kind of tired of hearing it because I'm like, man, he's just needy right now. Soon as I cut all this off and he just wanted to be by me. He didn't even want to lay on me. He just wanted to play with his toys next to me, just nonstop, just running around acting crazy. It's He said people are being taught to think and act contra naturam, contrary to nature. Yeah, that's facts. That is exactly how people are. You always hit me with the Latin first and then you give me the English. That's cool because I'm learning some words though when you do that. Look at you. I know, KF. I know. It's crazy. Oh, reload it? I got you. I don't see. Oh, is it in media? Oh yeah, here it is. I just had to go to media. That's all. Oh, this. Hold on. Let me make this bigger so it can show bigger on y'all end. There we go. No, go back. There we go. This is what he did, y'all. This is what he did. He said, not on our wall. It was basically he hit that that's the joke he hit in the in the chat box. It really is. I feel like I have a child, kinda, cause having you know an actual child way harder. But sometimes it just be like, sir, like you doing a little too much right now. I just need you to be cute and lay here and purr and play with me for a little bit. That's all. PolitiFact never came back. They kind of just came in here and dropped this. Let me actually look at this because I wanted them to explain why they gave this to me because this is old. And we weren't even watching the Tucker Carlson thing anymore. It says, Judge tosses Fox News sex harassment claims from ex-contributor. And it says the ruling comes nearly a year after Kathy Arru's claims were severed from the more severe ARP allegations that a producer launched against one of Fox's now canned male hosts. So this is from September 9th, 2021. Oh, that's the girl from the video, from the Tucker Carlson clip we watched. She said Tucker Carlson did that? So this image, it shows her fake smiling with host Sean Hannity after an alleged outburst by Hannity where he purportedly offered $100 for a staffer to volunteer his services as a date for Arru. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And it says a judge has dismissed the claims against Hannity. Also, is that who she's from? They were just letting me know who that woman was. A woman who was a recurring guest on Fox News programs must amend her sexual harassment and retaliation claims against the network and some of its top personalities, a federal judge ordered Thursday. Yo. So if she has to amend it, did the judge just determine she was lying? I guess we're going to get into that. Dubbed the liberal Sherpa in her unpaid contributing spots, Kathy had originally teamed up with former Fox Business producer Jennifer Eckhart to sue some of the most recognizable faces of the network, which was Ed Henry, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Howard Kurtz in July of 2020. Also, Carlson was a part of that as well. She detailed several specific examples of a hostile work environment, unwelcome comments about her physical appearance, text messages containing wildly inappropriate sexual images, and invitations, both explicit and implied, to meet with male hosts alone in their hotel rooms. All were part of what she called the pay-for-play environment at Fox, where she and other female contributors must accept sexual advances from the men in order to succeed. In October 2020, the court severed her claims from those of her co-plaintiff, Eckhart, who says Henry violently arped her, and that the network chose to sit on the allegations for 3 years. So wait a minute. She claimed that dude violently arped her, and she stayed with the network after that? You didn't leave? That's kind of wild. It says Fox fired Henry in late June 2020, claiming that it was the first it heard of the ARP allegations that took swift action against the pundit. Fox and Henry laid out their arguments to dismiss Aru's complaint in July, saying an unpaid guest has little basis to allege an employer-employee relationship. So wait, let's go back, because it said she became, because she didn't work there. She just did, like, contributing spots sometimes when they worked together. But it says she teamed up with the former producer. So maybe maybe that woman didn't work there anymore after that happened. So she took it upon herself to file all of this, but the other lady didn't. Okay. I got you. Going back to this. U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams agreed in a 33-page ruling Thursday, saying Aru failed to state a claim for both discrimination and retaliation. While Aru said male candidates were not subjected to as rigorous of a hiring process as she was, Abrams found the evidence of this lacking. Aru had provided the court with almost no information about those applicants other than their gender. Without any factual allegations about the qualifications of these male applicants, the court cannot fairly compare them to Aru. Abrams also found there to be no substance to Aru's retaliation claims against various Fox hosts. Aru claimed that her invitations to appear as a guest on Tucker Carlson Tonight disappeared from more than a dozen in 2017 to 3 in 2019 and 0 in 2020 after she turned down Carlson's advances, like changing clothes in front of her after a segment and suggesting perhaps obliquely that he would be alone in his hotel room. To the Obama-appointed Abrams, however, neither Aru and Carlson were clear enough. I mean, if that happened, would you even want invitations to go back? Because I wouldn't. Like, if you're there a bunch and then it starts dropping down because you turned down his advances because he was changing clothes and all this other crap in front of you, I wouldn't want to go back there to begin with. First off, after the first time, we're going to have some problems, like some big problems. And we's fighting after that first time. Like, it ain't going to be no, I'll keep coming back. Because you have to, at the end of the day, because I can't say if it did or didn't, but women need to understand that, like, you have to prove this. And the best way to prove this is to go to authorities and whoever and file stuff immediately, like, as it happens. That's like your best chance. You don't let things go on forever and then don't say anything and then years down the line be like, I'm gonna talk now. That doesn't help your case, because you have to prove this in a court of law. To the Obama-appointed Abrams, however, neither Aru and Carlson were clear enough, but for silence or a refusal to play along to be fairly interpreted as an opposition to or rejection of a sexual advance, either the advance or the refusal must be sufficiently clear so as to permit an inference that opposition to sex discrimination was communicated to the defendant. Similarly, Abrams found little support for the claims against Hannity, who Aru claims tried to auction her off to men on set, and Kurtz, who she claims wanted to meet up in his hotel lobby. That's wild. Abrams points out that Aru did not refuse to play along with Hannity, but instead emailed him to thank him for having her on the show and for paying for her drinks. As for Kurtz, Aru made several attempts to meet up with him in the lobby after initially denying him. Huh? So you were polite and turned this one down, but you tried to meet up several times with the other dude after denying him? What? That don't make sense. Aru found more traction with her claims against Henry, who she says he implied to help her career if she had sex with him, and sent her several graphic images of women's vaginas. Unhelpfully for her lawsuit, however, Aru did not describe facing any backlash from Henry when she denied him. In sum, Aru pleads no facts to support the inference that her refusals of his sexual advances motivated a change in Henry's behavior that was professionally detrimental to her. Aru also alleged Fox released cherry-picked emails she sent in an effort to portray her negatively, but Abrams refuted that claim, finding it to be a reasonable defense measure. Fox cheered dismissal of Aru's case Thursday. As per the claims of her former co-plaintiff, the network reiterated its position that upon first learning of Ms. Eckhart's allegations against Ed Henry, Fox News Media immediately commenced a thorough independent investigation and within 6 days dismissed Mr. Henry for cause. We look forward to proving through the discovery process that Fox News Media takes harassment allegations seriously and acted appropriately. James Vagnini, an attorney for Aru with the firm Valley Kane and Vagnini, insisted that the fight's not over. We are disappointed with the decision, but also appreciate the court's determination that the facts asserted by Ms. Aru against Fox and the individual defendants are not frivolous. Given the technical basis for the dismissal, we are taking the time to review Ms. Aru's opportunity to amend the complaint as the court suggested. Abrams has given Aru until the end of the month to submit an amended complaint. And then I don't know what happened after this because PolitiFact kind of just dropped this in the chat and then left. Because I said if you're still in here, explain why you want me to read this. But they kind of bounced. So I have no idea what happened after this. I'll say this. Because in the entertainment industry, things do happen behind scenes. So could any of this have possibly happened? It could have. But it also could not have. I don't know. I wasn't there. But it is a possibility. It's plausible that things could have happened. What was weird was that, like, she was polite in turning down Tucker Carlson or Hannity, one of the people she turned down. But then the other person, she turned down initially and then immediately was trying to get that person to meet back up, and they was like, nah, I'm good. I don't know if she was doing that trying to set that person up or she was down to meet them, but that's weird. That because none of that connected or made sense. But all right, thanks PolitiFact for dropping that and bouncing. I'm trying to go back up higher in the thing. Yeah, they just kind of just dropped this out of nowhere. Whoops. They said the guest in this segment is blah blah blah, and that's all they said. They said a guest in this segment is this person who appeared regularly is what the show called the Liberal Sherpa. In 2020 they filed the lawsuit and then a judge dismissed it and they gave me the link and then they bounced. Who is that the real PolitiFact that was in my chat though? Because if so, that's wild. Hold on, we're gonna go to Facebook real quick. Because for them to get that far in the stream, that means they was watching it. Because that's an actual news organization. And it's not like I have my page isn't anything special for what this is titled. It says we're live and having fun, come through. Y'all, this is random. This is the real PolitiFact. This is like an actual, like a media site. And they was just randomly in my chat when we were watching the Tucker Carlson video. Because she wanted to ban the word man. We didn't even know who that lady was. That's crazy. No, PolitiFact, what you trying to do? You trying to hire me? You trying to put me on? What's good? What's good? Go ahead and send me a message. I don't even think they even like still watching because they just kind of dropped that in and said nothing else after the fact. Okay. That's random. That's the most random person I've ever had in my chat box. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, I would have consulted with an employment lawyer assuming that any allegations are true. Facts, I would have went that route immediately. I would have immediately went that route. And then if they would have said, especially because we got cell phones and stuff now too, if I knew that these people acted like that, I probably would have saw if I could have like filmed something on my camera, even just to get the audio, right? They don't have to know it like it's on them like this, but you have, because you really have to prove that this happened. That's crazy. You said it is the real PolitiFact. You said, hey, my media site was here first. That is facts. You were here first. You done started a wave. You done had a whole other media site come through on my stuff. That's crazy. that's all right. That's random, but I guess a good random. All right, there's another. I was gonna play another Jesse Lee Peterson video. See, this is 28 minutes long, so I'm assuming they ran. But we saw one for the same amount yesterday, but that person didn't run. So it makes me wonder, were the earlier episodes just like this short? Because if they not running, I wanna watch one where they running. I don't think this person bounced. I don't think this person. I know that sounds crazy, where it's like, oh, you just want to watch the people running. Yes, because those are the entertaining ones. Those are the entertaining ones. See, now I'm confused because it says these people ran, and this is also 27 minutes long. All right, well, I'm gonna pick one of these then. I'm gonna pick one of these that's short where they ran. Oh, hold on. This one looked kind of crazy. This one's 19 minutes long. And it says this is the shortest interview ever. So this person got up and bounced. Oh, we gotta watch this one. We gotta watch this one then. You said plus the NDA pre-employment BS. That could be a thing. If she had to sign anything like that. But see, that makes me wonder though, if you get sexually harassed, wouldn't that like negate out? I don't know. You said react to Brett Cooper. Oh, the Eliza Blue drama? Yeah, I saw Quartering came back and was dropping files like crazy about Eliza Blue, cause she got him banned, and his first day back he was like, yeah, let's talk about it. He wrecked her. And then Brett Cooper reacted to nasty TikTok comments. We could watch all that too. Let's watch this one first. Let's watch this video first, and then I'll pull up Brett Cooper and the Eliza Blue stuff. Actually, let me write it down just so I don't forget.
On the Patreon description to support the work, and I do appreciate it. I have with me Ak Wood, and he is a white rapper, abolitionist, and anti-fascist out of New York. Ak Wood, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Did the white rapper come from me calling myself that as a joke on Twitter, or is it just because I'm a white rapper?
On Twitter.
Okay, got you. Okay.
So are you still a white rapper?
Yeah, still white, still a rapper.
Nikki said, okay, my lovelies, time to go study and spend time with him. Thanks for a lovely chat. Have a great week. God's peace be with you. Nikki, as always, thank you for stopping through. I truly appreciate it. Have a wonderful Bible study, because that's also what I need to do when I get off of here. And hope you have a wonderful night, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow, especially if you also have Bible study and church services tomorrow as well.
Why do you call yourself a white rapper? Because I watching some of your videos, you say you're a Jew.
Yeah.
Why are you called not a Jew rapper?
Because it's kind of a a sly comeback or something in response to people who, in the midst of attacking me for their own selfish and, you know, unhelpful reasons, use that among many other, you know, insults and whatever. So like, you know, it's basically just saying, yeah, sure, I'm a white rapper. You know, it's like similar to saying in response to them, I'm a real life activist, as opposed to someone who does a lot of tweeting and that's about it.
And so when I look at you, I don't see Jewish, I see a white guy. So are your parents both Jewish or one white and one Jewish?
I'm 100% Jewish, and I am 1/4 Palestinian.
Oh, okay. And so you're also an abolitionist. Abolitionist.
There you go.
What
yeah.
is an abolitionist? What does that mean to you? What is it that you want to abolish?
So two different questions. What I want to abolish is mass criminalization and carceral punishment in the United States and ideally worldwide, but I can only focus so far. The answer to the first question is more a mindset and a way of living. It, you know, as my friend Dylan Rodriguez said, it's not a trademark, and it's not a conclusion. It is something that will continue throughout history as we continue to strive toward a fully abolitionist society. But an abolitionist as a human being is someone who believes in transformative justice instead of punitive so-called justice. Someone who believes in, you know, community, you know, mutual aid, and, you know, someone who, you know, believes that, you know, the best way to address what people call crime is to address the underlying issues that cause crime and abolish any system, whether it's policing, prisons, alternatives to incarceration, probation, surveillance, anything that is instrumental in targeting, in criminalizing and targeting and disappearing certain communities.
And so are you want to abolish this for all people or just a certain group of people?
No, everybody.
Even white people?
Even white people.
Okay. And when you say you're an anti-fascist, what does that mean? See, I'm black and slow, so I need to break it down. Because all these words make my stomach hurt, to be honest.
I hear you. Oh,
so
my
what
God,
is anti-fascist?
All right, and just for your audience and for you, I'll say that another thing. That's my cat, by the way.
Oh man. Hey, cat.
Aw, little kitty.
You know, in the same way that people, you know, attack me, for instance, for choosing to personally not rely on an acronym like ACAB, which stands for All Cops Are Bastards. You know, those same people, you know, believe that the way to talk to someone is with, you know, the longest words you can possibly think of, the most theoretical and like least real life oriented ways of thinking and speaking. And to your point, that's not what works. You know, we need to speak to each other as human beings. Yeah. Nevertheless, anti-fascism to me involves two major things. One is authoritarianism and repression by our government. And the other part is, you know, hearkening back to World War II, which continues to this day, as it relates to racism, white supremacy, white nationalism, Nazism, anti-Semitism, you know, anti-LGBTQ, anti-immigrant, anti-indigenous. So fascism to me incorporates both of those things.
Facts. Let me pause this guy because he's saying a whole bunch of nothing. I can see why this interview was short. But yeah, we gonna be hearing about Tech Boy as he get older. Because if y'all don't remember, well, if you've never seen him, MKBHD is like the biggest tech reviewer like on YouTube. And he literally started like in his dorm room. And if you see the stuff that he started with was like, compared to what he's doing now, he started with like the most basic phones. It was stuff that he could just afford, right? Because that's really what it is when you first get in the tech game. Whatever you get your hands on, that's what you're reviewing. And since it has to come out of your pocket, you can't do all the crazy stuff. Now you look at him, they're sending him cars to test out for a week, like from Rivian, Teslas, any of the electric companies you could think of that's independently owned. They send him cell phones and whatnot. And then, of course, on top of that, he buys his own. His whole staff, you want to talk about money, he got them the cheese grater Max and decked them out completely to where they're like $50K a machine. And he has the robot arm for the cameras. You know how expensive that is? Like, and he's not renting it. My man's bought it for his studio. It's crazy. He has one of the most craziest studios ever. It's like, it's a media person's dream, especially if you know how to use all the equipment. He has red cameras, which is overkill for YouTube. It's like crazy. His whole setup is just amazing. Tech Boy has the chance to get to that point. Even like on the level of like your average consumer, he does great work too. You'll be there. You'll be there.
It is possible for a government to only be fascist and equally apply its repression, but in the United States, it's not equally applied.
And so, if I'm understanding this right, then you want to get rid of groups like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and others who are anti-America, anti-good. They're very violent and destructive. You want to get rid of those people or groups like that?
No, the exact opposite.
Oh, it's about to start. It's about to start.
93% of the protests in 2020 were peaceful. And there's ample evidence of the fact that there were infiltrators from the far right who created the violence that was there, along with the cops who responded with tear gas and bullets and kidnappings to people throwing water bottles. So the idea that Black Lives Matter, which, by the way, is a concept and an idea in addition to a national organization, two separate things
But
completely.
you have to admit that they were very violent and destructive because they burned down the country, they killed, they
No,
robbed.
they didn't. No, they didn't.
You live in America?
Dude, you're very misinformed.
Oh, so I didn't really see what I...
So that's just like when Antifa rioted in downtown Atlanta and they was destroying storefronts and stuff. And CNN was just like, oh, it's a peaceful protest. And you could see like a cop car on fire in the back. Yeah, you know, this guy is just like, oh, you know, misinformed. No, we're not. We're seeing Antifa literally called it like a night of violence. He thinks the far right infiltrated. That was Antifa. Antifa's on your side. That's crazy.
You saw what propagandists and other propagandists want you to see.
Right.
I mean, if you're looking at the videos of someone like Andy No, who intentionally removes anything that would actually show the truth and only shows, for instance, a so-called Antifa response, that's not real.
Amazing.
That is... He hit him with the amazing. That is real. What is you...
So if Antifa... And I don't know how much you know about Antifa. I don't know a lot about it. I just see the violence that
it must have been CGI. It must have been.
If they are sincere and honest in what they're doing, why do they hide their faces?
The same reason Nazis hide theirs. The same reason the Klan has worn hoods for generations.
So
what
they're
kind
just
of
like
stupid
those people?
question is that?
They're
Dude,
like
that's
those...
a ridiculous question.
What? And so what do you mean by that? The same as the Klans and others?
I mean that if you're on the side of the Klan and the Nazis, what makes you think that the opposing side, which is against racism and oppression and inequality and inequity, should not also wear masks? Masks are important because even video is manipulated. There is no reason why you should go to a protest knowing there's photographers on both sides and will use your personal image however they want. It's idiotic to not wear a mask.
So the Klansman did the right thing by wearing...
He's very misinformed. It's wild.
The hood?
Sure.
Oh,
Sure. If they
okay.
want to hide the fact that they're racist, of course it was the right thing.
So it sounds like, and I didn't notice, it's...
Would I mind checking out a video if you recommend? Of course. When we first started the show, it was all the videos you guys had recommended, so I don't mind. You just drop the link in the chat box and I got you.
Sound like you support Antifa and Black Lives Matter. You support them.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Do you
Amazing.
support the quote-unquote white supremacist group who try to protect themselves from Black Lives Matter and Antifa? Do you support them?
That didn't happen.
No, I'm asking you, do you support them?
Your friends are the violent ones.
No, you're not answering the question. Do you support them
yeah,
to
I did answer
defend
the
themselves?
question. Your question is based on something unreal.
No,
So
it's the
I'm
question
not
is to learn. I'm trying to learn. I told you
No,
I'm
you're
black
not,
and
man.
slow.
Bro, you're not trying. Bro, you're playing a role, and you are absolutely not trying to learn.
No, I am. I really am. So I just want to know: do you support the so-called?
The answer
white...
is no. I don't support white supremacists.
Why
and
not?
as a black man, neither should you.
Why not? Why don't you support them? You support everybody else defending
this
them.
interview is over. This interview's over.
What does that mean?
Wow, he left. That was fast. We're
He
only
ran.
like halfway into
Is
the
that
video.
real? Come back.
Yo, that might be the fastest. They weren't lying. I think that's the fastest anybody's ever left.
Come back. Don't go. I'm surprised he ran. Awkward. AWKWRD Awkward ran. I'm really trying to break it down because a lot of this stuff I don't understand, folks, to be honest. If you see Awkward walking down the road in New York, ask him why did he run from the fallen state, Jesse Lee Peterson show.
That's crazy.
I have so many other questions to ask him.
That
and
was
I
rude.
really want to understand. So that's why I'm breaking it down. And I'm thinking what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Honestly, I think he was trying to break it down to get the guy to see what he's really supporting, and it never made it that far.
What the?
Amazing.
Really, I wanted to really understand. Because so much in life I don't understand, and I'm trying to get hold of this stuff. But he's gone. He's a Jewish person, but he called himself a white rapper. He support Black Lives Matter and Antifa, but not other people who need to protect themselves. That's very interesting.
Yeah, white Democrats still believe we can't speak for ourselves. It really do be the white liberals that tell minorities what they should and should not be doing. I see it every day. I've also gotten comments before. I haven't gotten comments in a long time, so I'm just gonna keep praying. I don't have to deal with that for a while. It's been nice the past, I would say the past 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't gotten any crazy comments. It's been wonderful. It's been great. But they really will hit you with some stuff. They be like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's crazy. And you really should be doing this. It's like, how you gonna tell me what I should be doing? It's just like stop trying to be my white savior, okay? Facts and truths, yeah. Well, that was fast. I guess we're done with that video. That happened way faster than I thought it would. All right. Y'all mentioned Eliza Blue and Brett Cooper. Ooh, if we do Eliza Blue, I'm actually gonna pull the thread up on Twitter. I should have it saved, cause I'm pretty sure. Whoa, hey, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I should have it saved in my likes, cause the quartering put it up. Wow, I like a lot of stuff. Because this is about to be a little scroll for a second. Alright, let's go to my notifications, because I know KL, me and you both Wait. Is it gone? Did they ban quartering? Because I don't even see a period now. No, did they make him take it down? It's kind of crazy. Yo, where's this thread at? This is about to be a long me trying to find this. This is kind of crazy. Cause I retweeted it too. Ah, here it is. This took a little too long to get to. Blacks and Hispanics are historically religious. Democrat values are a slap in the face. Facts. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Can I write here or have to link? Because we talked about on Twitter, didn't we? About the video, I don't think we talked about it on Twitter. But you can link it right here in the chat. And I'll pull the video up. All right, here we go. So for Eliza Blue, the Quartering did this whole thread. This is part one. He has another thread too, but that might take a minute to find because it took a minute to find this back up. But for those that don't know what's going on, this woman named Eliza Blue, I swear I've never heard this woman's name before until like, I don't know, a couple months ago. It's just, I noticed everybody that's conservative or religious that I follow was also following this girl. And I had no clue who she was. And she just said she was a sex trafficking survivor. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then it came out recently, like within the past week or two, that she never really was a sex traffic survivor. What she was a video vixen. And I guess she also used to be a prostitute, I guess. And a lot of people have been exposing her. And she's been like using Twitter to ban these accounts that has been exposing her for what she truly is. And then there was an interview where she was talking to another girl from the sex industry. And I guess because they're ashamed of their past, they're learning that they can recall that, like instead of being prostitutes and strippers, they're saying that they were sex trafficking victims now because they can't deal with their past. They said this in a video and it's wild. So it's just crazy. But he dropped this whole thread on her. So he says, many of you are aware that dozens of YouTube creators, investigative reporters, and critics in general have been either banned or locked out of their Twitter accounts over the past 10 days. You've also been hearing way too much of one particular name, Eliza Blue, and here is why. She is the most recent of nearly a half dozen alias names this woman has used in the past few years. So her real name, which is Eliza Morfland, they said her dad is an Illinois politician. She went by then Eliza Seeps, Eliza Cuts, Eliza Knows, Eliza Blue. And from there, he says Eliza has chased fame her entire life, from dating the lead singer of My Chemical Romance to TV appearances on the Steve Harvey Show and dating show Blind Date. And she also appeared in no less than 4 rap videos as a video vixen. Her words, here's where things get spicy. Just under 2 weeks ago, one particular video resurfaced on the internet, one of at least 4 known rap videos that starred Eliza Blue. A video that had been on YouTube for over 6 years. Nothing about the video was remarkable. The only thing of note was Eliza Blue's response. So Eliza Blue immediately leveraged her deep connections at Twitter to begin locking out anyone who posted the publicly available video claiming it was non-consensual. Twitter head of trust and safety publicly backed her numerous times. The only problem here is that she lied. She was excited about the video. She begged World Star Hip Hop to produce the video. She was paid. She pitched the video directly to World Star Hip Hop. She was blessed and almost peed herself to be around the fancy equipment, and here's proof below.
Today I was so shot that World Star video. I was a size 8, and I still would have classified as a World Star. As a plus size model. that's what's crazy with the world is that I still would have been plus even in that World Star video. And I look at that now and I'm like, dang, I was so skinny, but it was the summer. I was doing a lot, you know. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for one, I was blessed to work with one of the dopest directors in the game. Like, Video God, literally, like, if you look at his resume, I was so blessed. You know what I mean? To work with him. He had a Red Dragon camera, and I almost pissed myself because it was like, a Red Dragon camera is so expensive to work with. I mean, this was like a vision of mine, not the actual video, but like the idea of wanting to do something of that caliber was so, like, I mean, it was literally so humbling. Like, it, like, dropped me to my knees. And to him, it was, like, every day. He's used to working with, like, Lil Wayne, Young Jeezy, 2 Chainz, Migos, Rich Homie Quan. Like, they're like, you know what I mean? All these people, like, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm over here like, dang, World Star took a chance on me. You know what I mean? And now I got this Red Dragon camera. Yeah, girl, it was just very, 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 very humbling. And it's still to this moment, it's still very humbling. I just feel so blessed. And the way the whole thing came about.
Essentially, she's just, how happy she is to be a video vixen. That's really all that is. I feel like all of this really came about because it's been around this long. I think because this is what happens when you lie. This is why from day one, when I was doing my walks around the areas in different cities, and I was telling y'all stories about my life, plus stories of everything else, can't nobody ever come out in the future or whatnot and be like, I'm going to expose saying, I done already exposed myself. Y'all know who I am. Y'all already know who I am. Even when I told y'all yesterday, working with the chick and how I could have handled things better, and I know better now as a Christian because I left a certain way, and you know, I had to have that talk with God. Because I ain't nobody perfect, and can't nobody ever expose me. This is what happens when you lie. He says, I can go all day with Eliza Blue proving she lied about the video being non-consensual and Elon Musk and Ella Irwin being duped by her, but how about just a few more? So this is more audio where she talk about being a video vixen. Here's a third example. About a video being non-consensual. Here she is very excited and first the video is another piece of the puzzle. So we're gonna listen to this real quick.
2016 is already started, so here we are.
Yeah, she definitely
I'm really
a grifter.
happy that the World Star video got released. That was good piece to the puzzle.
Does that sound like I'm the left and I'm digging things up to you guys when she says that she's happy it's out and it's a big piece of the puzzle? I don't, to me, that does not sound like I'm dredging up information, okay? And she didn't say that she didn't want this out there. People were getting blocked by her, but she didn't explicitly say like, oh, this is a video that was non-consensual, because she's literally saying how it was such a great...
And then it says, here's a call she placed to her mother to gloat even more about being a video vixen. Oh man, this is kind of wild.
Let's hope to God she picks up. I want to see what she has to say about me being in music videos. So let's just give her a call.
I couldn't even imagine telling my mom, "Hey mom, I'm a video vixen."
Hello?
Hey mom, what are you doing?
I just got off work. I saw that you tried to call and sent me a text message, so I thought I'd try to call you back.
Well, yeah, I was just calling you because I wanted to get your feedback and see what you thought about me being in music videos.
Being in a music video?
Yeah, about me being in music videos. You know how I started being in music videos and I started a blog about it.
Hold on, can you repeat everything? Because I
All right,
have my
Jorge.
phone off. I couldn't hear you.
We'll see you in a minute.
Did you turn it up?
Yeah, I turned it up.
Okay, I just wanted to see what you thought about me being in music videos.
That's fine. You've done music videos before.
I know, but what do you think about it?
I enjoy it. I think it's fun. You've always loved music. You love to dance. You like to have fun. Right? It's fun.
Have you watched a couple of the music videos that I was in?
Yeah, I've watched a few of them.
You told me that you thought they were funny, right?
Well, they're funny because stereotypical of what you'd expect that type of video to be.
Right, like party and whatever.
Yeah, a lot of parties, a lot of girls in short skirts, you know.
Yeah, but either way, in a nutshell, this doesn't sound like somebody that was sex trafficked, right? Or having to do these things against her will. She's excited. She's calling her mom. Her mom is just like, oh yeah, I've told you numerous times I like him and blah, blah. She's ecstatic, like, yeah, you know, having fun and everything. So it's crazy that all of a sudden now she's just like, no, this she's trying to hide all this because she's been lying this whole time. And it says to add even more evidence, here's the COO of World Star Hip Hop disproving her entire story. So he basically said she was paid for this video and we own the full rights to it. Anything further can be addressed via legal. So World Star already got their lawyers. They're just like, nah, we're not about to just lay down super easy. And then he goes on to say that starring in music videos was a career choice for Eliza. Here are several more examples. So she was, is this actually about to play the whole video? I don't really want to play the whole video. Oh, this actually pulls up a video of it being archived. That's hilarious. Yeah, she was in a rap video for Johnny May Cash. She was in another rap video for some guy named E-Day. She was in one of Gunna's videos for Feeling Myself. And Gunna's like a more recent rapper too. I don't know who the other two guys are. So he says, where things get especially insidious is when Eliza Blue and the VP of Twitter Trust and Safety seem to be working together in real time. And Ella Irwin released a Sunday thread within minutes of a new wild claim by Eliza Blue. So you see Ella's response. It says, in the past 2 weeks, we've suspended multiple accounts and or restricted content, causing confusion for users. Unfortunately, we can't answer questions or share details about specific users and account actions. But here are some things that could lead to these types of actions. So I did see a little bit of this thread. It is crazy because it looked like they just like changed things on the fly to fit Eliza's whole narrative. And then Eliza says, I have been sexually exploited in multiple ways. I'd like to thank World Star for removing a video depicting me on Wednesday of this week. I'd like to thank Google and YouTube for removing the video on Wednesday. And I'd like to thank Twitter and Twitter safety. So basically, she playing a whole game because she just didn't want her past exposed. That's really all this is. This is what happens when you lie. This is why you don't lie. Like, you won't have issues like this. Yeah, allegedly she's a fame chaser. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, you put away some cans of Major Melon? Look, I don't drink a lot of Mountain Dew, but that flavor is actually really good. That's probably the best flavor they've had in a while. Even more concerning is that it seems Eliza Blue is working directly with the VP of Trust and Safety to rewrite the rules of Twitter to cover her tracks. And then Ella Irwin panic released these new rules on Sunday, again, moments after Eliza Blue's newest claims. And then this is such an important point, I dedicated its own tweet to it, but Eliza Blue does not work at Twitter yet. She seems to be dictating policy to serve her own agenda. Which, we've already saw that in the Twitter files. That's what the government does. They do the same thing. It's baffling to me why Twitter would incinerate their entire mission of transparency and trust with its users to protect one random woman from a nothing burger video from 6 years ago. And yeah, and it's even more confusing why Eliza Blue would destroy her credibility over again, a public video she begged to be in from 6 years ago, yet ignore the 4 to 5 other videos out there. Many people are speculating it may blow up her timeline of being trafficked. Maybe it has something to do with her stating in her own words this video was filmed years after she was saved in 2012. So if we click on this, she says, I've never spoken about this previously, but my story as a survivor is in question, so here we go again. In the summer of 2013, I emailed Eve's Angels asking for help. My first survivor advocate was Cheryl, right? I had their website because it was on the back of a Bible that I had gotten at a strip club. Cheryl was an amazing advocate. My God, how she loved on me. I then went to a survivor house called Refuge for Women in Kentucky. After I finally left my abuser after returning many times, I was served with aftercare via Chains Interrupted. Until the pandemic hit, I was also a member of their survivor support group. And Prescott called Teresa there. I'll give her the okay's to confirm. After I was free, I volunteered because I wanted to give back. Family Resources offered me a job, and I did my survivor advocate training in multiple states via them in 2018. The most beautiful part of the story, and looking for dates and receipts today, was that I found this conversation. My first advocate and myself working together in 2018 to find a survivor a safe house. So this is like her whole timeline where she was like a like she survived being a sex trafficker and stuff, right? And it sounds amazing. But this does go against, like, because those videos came out after the fact, because the video with World Star that she begged them to make and everything, it came out in 2016. And a lot of those other videos, like I said, there's a video in there with Gunna. Gunna's a more recent rapper. So you survived all of this and you went to go on and be saved and live a different life, but you were a video vixen during this timeline. So the timelines clash completely. They don't fit the narrative. So, yeah, Quartering did this whole thread to kind of expose her. So, is she in any Tesla advertising? Probably, because Elon he been riding for her kind of hard too. So, potentially. I'm not really sure. I just know in the music videos because that's what everybody been putting up. Because like I said, I had never heard of this woman before. I noticed a lot of people on the right followed her, and I didn't know why. And I clicked her page, like at the top, it said she was a sex trafficking survivor. So I was just like, oh, I guess I didn't think too much of it until like all of this stuff started happening over the past 2 weeks, which is crazy. Censorship in public relations must be freaking out. I mean, yeah, probably, because to go from like sex trafficked, like survivor to, oh, I was just a video vixen and a stripper and stuff. It's like, yo, what is this? Yeah, she is taking advantage of real victims. This is the equivalent of when women say they got ARPed, but they're lying about it. This is the same thing. Because if you're lying about this because you're embarrassed about your past, a lot of women that actually go through this, guys aren't going to believe them, which is sad because you deserve to be believed if you're in that position and situation. And it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But all right, I'm gonna go to the next video. Y'all said Brett Cooper. Y'all said the Brett Cooper TikTok video. Oh, reacts to her TikTok haters. Oh, I actually saw this already. The whole reason I stopped watching it is because sometimes Brett Cooper takes a minute to get to the point when she's going back against like comments or just talking about things in general. I don't mind her videos though. I like her videos. It's just sometimes, because I got halfway through this video and I was like, all right, Brett. I was like, all right, Brett. I got you, Brett. I got you. We can't watch this though. It's called the David movie. It says it's a demo video. It's only like 5 minutes long, but it's about David from the Bible. So I figured we could check this out since it's pretty short. She does ramble sometimes, where it's like, yo, Brett, get to the point. Get to the point. I had to learn that because I had issues with that too. And this is why I like doing videos by myself and not live. I could cut stuff out if I know if I ramble for too long and it has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, let's check this out real quick.
Look into my eyes. Do you see fear? You come at me with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the God of Israel.
Yes! Right between the eyes! Did you see that? Anyone? Of course not. Okay then, one more time. Tally, not now.
This looked like a what's it called? It's like DreamWorks or Pixar, one of them companies. This is like something they would make.
I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine. Whoa. No, not that way.
Come on.
I'm glad you like
Back to your mom. Right, Philistine. Oh, wait!
He knocked himself out.
Between the eyes. Oh, of course. That one you saw. Tally!
Facts.
Tally, no!
Oh, snap. Yo, you gotta
I'm
save
coming,
him.
girl!
You gotta save him.
Whoa, whoa, easy! Shira! I will bring her home safely.
Yeah, what you think you about to do? You about to go down there and die too. What? She not thinking.
Whoa!
Yo, they were brave back in the day. This ain't no way.
Hey, whoa, Tally, wait, no! There you go. I'm almost through. Ah!
My man, you get this sheep. How are you even getting back up? He about to put all his faith in God.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, he got some good faith.
Oh! Whew! Tally, stop! No!
My man jumped. Oh yeah, no, he dead. My man is gone. Yeah, his back on the rocks.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Oh yeah, God protected him because ain't no way. You know what? You slid down to your back on that. Yeah, you better thank God. God saved your life. Facts. Oh, she a good mama. She waited.
Yeah,
She's like, I ain't sleeping till my baby back home.
Now she is hoping. Yan
Oh, it's like so cute though. See, I want me a baby sheep now, but I know it's not gonna be like this in real life. It's not gonna be all cute and cuddly like this. Get that slingshot out. Oh. See, them 5 minutes went by quick. I was invested. I was super invested. Yo, that's a good clip. This says the David movie. Well, when y'all gonna be done with this? This actually look kind of fire. It says this clip is from a year ago. Y'all have anything new? It looked like whoever making this is still working on it. Dang. Sucks. I'm trying to see the whole movie. Oh, they're actually, hold on. Their website, I gotta show this to y'all. Their website is they're still trying to get money to back the project. and it closes in 10 days until the next close. Look how much they raised so far. They said they're going to need 37.5 million max. And they already got 1.7. And their first goal, pre-production ends and then production starts. They have 10 days. And they have like a whole breakdown on how all this is going to work for production and everything. Cause y'all don't know, doing animations is kind of hard because you need like teams and stuff, especially if you want this to go like mainstream. You don't want it to stay indie. That was fire. That was fire. That was actually pretty dope. And it says for talent, it says their team includes several of the most respected professionals in the film industry across the world, including senior contributors to the biggest films of the past 2 decades. So it says in 2021, David successfully raised close to $5 million in crowdfunding with the first $2.5 million invested in just 24 hours. This is like the first time I'm ever hearing about it. But yeah, look what their production team worked on. Finding Nemo, Moana. I didn't see Moana. I saw Big Hero 6. But yeah, I said, what, DreamWorks and like Pixar? That's what these like, that's what these are under. Because the animation was like really good compared to like a lot of other stuff. A lot of other stuff that I've seen. It says Angel Studios. You say Angel Studios laid down a good foundation. It's good to see more studios doing this. This is, it says this is Angel Studios, I guess. Oh, it says Angel Studios is our distribution partner. And it says they're the studio responsible for bringing you The Chosen, Dry Bar Comedy, The Tuttle Twins, and more. Oh, okay. They said the minimum you can invest is $100. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this. We actually gonna put this right in the bookmark. Might have to invest in it too. They said $100 minimum though. They should have dropped that down a little bit to get more people in. Cause I understand you want that $100 minimum, but imagine all the people that could have been dropping 5, 10s, and 20s to accumulate to that 100. I probably would have dropped that minimum. But yeah, that was pretty cool. How did Kevin Sorbo new movie do? Who? I don't watch movies. I don't even know what you're talking about. Also, why does that name sound familiar? Why does that name sound familiar? What did he do? What did he do? Why do I know that name? Xena Warrior Princess. I watched it, but I don't know if that's him. Oh, Hercules. Is this the guy? That's probably why I know that name. Yeah. I remember him from Hercules. Yeah. I know who that is. Yeah, Christian movies don't have to be cheesy. One of my favorite ones, and I watched it a few months back, like The Prince of Egypt. I watched that, and there was actually a sequel that came, or it was like a prequel or something that actually goes with that. It just didn't get as big mainstream attention as The Prince of Egypt did. I watched both. Both are like really good. All right, what else we got? What time is it? Oh, it's about to be 11. I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize it's about to be 11. I still have to do Bible study. All right, we're gonna do one more video. We'll do one more video. You said Nativity Story was good. Hold on. Let me look that up real quick. Nativity Story. Because to be honest with you, I didn't start watching a lot of Christian films until I became Christian. So there's stuff that I have not seen. Oh, I definitely haven't seen this. Oh, this about Jesus' birth. I'm gonna have to check this out one day. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. All right, K-Elf. Thank you for coming through. As usual, I totally appreciate it. I appreciate all the positive comments and stuff you give me too. I know I tell you that every time, but I really do. I really do be appreciating it. Have a wonderful night. And then I don't know if you do Bible study and church services on Wednesday, but if you do, I hope you have a good church service and Bible study for tomorrow. All right, y'all. We're going to do this one last video, and then I'm going to get up out of here too and end it for the night. This video is titled 25 Countries with the Highest Rate of Atheism. Now, I wanted to click this because I just thought it sounded interesting because I saw it earlier. So, we can check this out and see what countries are.
What is going on, everyone? Let's talk about religion, or the lack thereof. Today, we're talking about countries with the largest portion of the population that claim to be atheists. If you don't know what atheism is, it can simply be explained as a person who doesn't believe in God or some other form of higher power. There are several flavors of atheism that I'm not going to get into. We're just broad brushing this one with people that don't believe in the big man upstairs or downstairs if you've stepped over to the dark side. I promise there will be people in the comment section just talking about the different types of atheism and how I got it wrong. They're almost like vegetarians. You ask someone if they're a vegetarian and you get a 20-minute speech on how vegetarians are like minor league vegans or serious vegetarians, and it just goes on and on. Never ask someone about if they're a vegetarian. Trust me on that one. We're going to keep this one simple and look at a worldwide study that was done a few years back. And this will be asked, so I'm just going to put it out there just so you know. In the survey, 43% of Americans fall into the atheist crowd. All right, let's take a look and see what countries are losing their religion.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Number 25, Iceland. We start off this list with this Nordic island nation filled with geysers, volcanoes, hot springs, and lava fields, and not much religion. 54% of the population say they are atheists. Now, the believers on this island nation, 95% of them are Christian and 0.2% are Muslims. Those are the two main ones there. Back in the day, they believed in Viking gods.
That's
24, France. Even though France has some amazing cathedrals and churches, not everyone's on board with the whole religion thing here. 55% of the French people claim they are atheists. Of the people that do believe, 63% are Christian and 7.5% are Muslim.
This is crazy. Yeah.
23. Slovenia. You know, I don't know much about Slovenia. One thing I do know is they don't get on the religion train too much. 59% of the population claim to be atheists. Of the believers, 78.4% are Christian, 3.6% are Muslim. You know, for this area, I really thought they'd have a higher Muslim population. Who knows? 22, Austria. Austria, much like Germany, they don't get into the religion thing too much. You'll see Germany later on this list. 59% of the Austrian residents claim to be atheists. Of the believers, 80.4% are Christian and 5.4% are Muslim. You know, that one kind of surprised me there. I didn't think they'd have as many Muslims there, but here you have it.
This is wild.
21, Ireland. Blown away at this one. I mean, I come from a family that's part Norwegian, part Irish. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, my aunts, everyone, they were very religious. I just always thought this was a very religious country. And here they are, almost cracking the top 20 of atheist places. 60% of Ireland's population claim to be atheist. Of the believers, 62% are Christian, 1.1% are Muslim. And by the way, I'm only including the top 2 religions in any country, or we'd be here all week, just so you know.
You said you have to question this
Number
survey?
20, Israel. Again, mind blown.
Oh.
This is a Jewish state.
Wait a
How
minute.
are a bunch of people here not into
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. We gotta question the survey.
religion? Now, on this one, I had to dig a little deeper because I was really blown away on this one. The study I found said 61% of Israel's population is atheist. And I got a little deeper, and there was a Israeli newspaper called Haaretz, or it's Haaretz. I think that's how you call it. But anyway, they came up with 65% of Israel is atheist. So not too far from the study I got most of the information from. But of the believers, as you can imagine, 75.6% are Jewish, 18.6% are Muslims, and 2% are Christian.
Yo, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm with you. Where you getting your information from for this study? Where you getting it from? This is crazy. Oh, it doesn't say. He doesn't say in here. And then this is his video, right?
What is going on, everyone?
Oh, this is just another video that's similar. Oh, man.
What is going on, everyone?
I don't even know where we was at. Oh, we was here. At Israel. This is kind of crazy. I just want to know what study he used for this. Yeah, see, somebody says it here. They said the source of these stats should be stated. I'm an atheist, but some of these numbers seem high. I'm from Norway, for which this video claims that 70% claim they're atheists. But I recently heard 51% of Norwegian news. Sorry, can't find the source. A lot of Norwegians have a vague relationship with belief. So I know from past polls that the number you get depends a lot on how you ask the question and what options you provide for answering. Did they include the option, I think there may be a higher power somehow, but not necessarily God? Yeah, I don't know. We might have to call this a dub because they don't even cite their sources on where this is coming from. So I can't really, I don't know how much faith I'm putting into this right now. You know what I'm saying? But we'll end it here. That's cool. It's about to be 11 o'clock anyways. We just saw the Holy Sepulchre. I know this has nothing to do with what you said. I was just thinking about, like, I can't get over the fact, I want some studies. I want to know where they got them numbers from. And that's probably something I'm going to randomly look into now, because now I can't stop thinking about it. But we're going to end it here. I appreciate all of y'all that came through, that's still here, even though it's 11 o'clock at night, because it says it's 3 of y'all still watching. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Until next time. So, like I told every person that left, if you have Bible study and church tomorrow for your Wednesday services, I hope y'all have wonderful, beautiful services. Yeah. Because I don't see y'all till next week. If y'all go to church service on Sundays, I hope y'all have a wonderful church service. He says it's a great place for pilgrimage next to the Vatican. Yeah, one day I'm going to go to Israel and I'm going to get baptized in the Jordan River. That is on my bucket list. If I could do it within the next, like, 2-3 years, 1 to 3 years, I'm going to say 1 to 3 years, I'll be cool with that. I'll be super cool with it. But if I could do it before my lifetime here ends, before I die, I'll be super cool with it. But I appreciate all y'all coming through. I'll see y'all again. I mean, I'll see y'all for just the regular videos, but it's not the same. But I will see y'all again live next Monday, 7 p.m. EST. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate y'all. Till then, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later. That even when I'm calling him a fake, he'd always search for me. I used to hate people, focused on myself. If it didn't help me out, then I'd have no reason to help. I was a narcissist, stuck within these awful false beliefs. I couldn't see sunlight if I'm focused on autumn leaves. And when a shiver came along, y'all have a wonderful, beautiful night. Feeling like I'm just somebody else. I used to hate people. I'd be focused on myself, even though I said I loved them when I'm the one needing help. And then Jesus came when I was in the pit, said don't be afraid, people change.